I think we're doing it.
Doing it.
Well, the first time we came in here, we didn't realize we were going, and then we started singing. We sang like a full bar of, or no more than a full
you guys
bar.
were
We
singing
went,
like Blink-182, right?
we were singing "I Miss You," and I
Oh, yeah.
don't like that song actually.
What?
That's like one of the only Blink songs. No, there's another. I don't like Anthem Part 2 because of the chorus goes, if we're fucked up, you're to blame.
Mm-hmm.
And a friend of mine sang it a lot when he was young in high school, and it pissed me off because he just blamed his parents for everything.
Yeah, just kind of like trying to make excuses for people.
What's your favorite
Yeah.
Blink-182 song?
Mine?
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. It used to be "Don't Leave Me." I
don't even know that off the top of my head.
love. Oh my god. Well, I'm not gonna sing.
I have a lot of favorites, but recently it's been Violence off that self-titled. I just like how the melodies are. It's just
Violence?
Cool. Yeah, it's just cool. Cool melody. Cool chorus.
All right.
I
I kind of liked, what was it? Rock Show. I really liked What's My Age Again.
Oh yeah.
That one is probably like
That's
one
like
of
the timeless
best songs.
classic. Yeah.
And Going Away to College. Like, I don't know why. I kind of like the...
Please take me by the hand. Yeah.
That's
yeah.
a good one. I also,
do like
one of my favorite ones, Aliens Exist. That's such a good
Yeah.
song, too. That's such a fun
I
one.
love their songs where you know they're just kind of fucking around.
Oh, yeah.
That whole Enema of the State album was
Yep.
fucking around.
And you gotta appreciate that. They were a band who were just having fun with it.
I heard a rumor of how they started up was they would go to play anywhere they could, including high schools and possible church venues. And they
Okay.
said they were a Christian band, and they lied. So the first thing they could come in there and they pull out Family Reunion right away. And I think that might be a rumor, but I don't. It sounds like something they would do.
Well, I mean, knowing them from... Well, not knowing them, but, you know,
Yeah.
having heard them from when I was really little, I could see them doing that.
Yeah. Yeah, gosh, I got into them in I heard of them, and my cousin was really pushing them in 1997. And Enema of the State was just coming out.
Yep.
And, all the small things was just all over MTV. And that was, the highest requested song of all time on, do you remember Cisco from MTV?
I don't. That was probably before
Do you
my
remember Cisco?
I didn't have cable.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Can you just
Same
Google Cisco and hit images on that? Because I think
CYSCO or what? How,
it'll correct you for you, because they'll we know what you're talking about.
They might. I mean, Cisco, being an IT person, Cisco's a big thing in the IT world too.
Cisco MTV,
Oh,
man.
Cisco
you'll
MTV.
you'll
No, never
you'll
mind.
hit it up right away.
Oh, look, Cisco MTV VLAN was the first search.
I
just want that. Note.
this guy right here.
No, that is him. Holy shit! No, he had frosted tips, and he would host MTV's Beach Party.
He looks like
Find
Weird
an
Al
old picture.
Yankovic.
I like how Cisco from The Flash is on here.
If anybody in the comments can talk about Cisco, please, that'd be great. Just bring up Cisco, not the VPN or whatever, VLAN, but bring up Cisco from MTV. He had frosted tips, and he was black, and he would sing. He's right there, like the 8th picture.
This guy? This
The
guy?
other one,
Oh,
yeah.
This one?
Yes, that's the MTV era.
Oh, okay. Hold
Okay.
on.
Yeah, dude, that's the.
I want to see if I can find a better, a more high-res picture. Hold on. Before it
See, I love when stuff takes off like this, so I don't have to actually work. This is the best. This honestly, I miss this part of the podcast because we did it a lot when I was first starting, and I feel like it was more authentic. I can't believe how weird he
There it
looks
is.
there. Is he on the right?
I don't
He's
know.
white there.
I don't know who this is. I don't know who these people are.
Dude, yeah, the thong song, exactly, Tim. The thong song is what we were referring to. If he's on the right there, he must have gotten Sammy Sosa's skin cream because. Did you see? Do you know about Sammy Sosa? He's white now. Remember Sammy Sosa,
Yeah,
baseball legend?
yeah.
He's white now. Yes.
I don't know about
What,
that.
he just started saying he's white?
Let's
or he's
just no. He is a white-skinned man. If you would like to, Google Sammy Sosa, then and now, because he is white. And I'm not trying to be racist. In fact, I'm not. I don't think I'm racist right now. I was gonna say Corey Dedman, welcome.
Sammy Sosa White is the third option.
Look at the difference. How?
Whoa. Whoa. Yeah, he paled a little bit there.
He pales
Man.
in comparison to what he used to
Look
be.
at that. That is wild.
He looks like Joey Diaz on the right. No, dude, remember when he was just cranking home runs with Mark McGwire in the 90s?
Oh my.
And him and Mark McGuire were like tied, and then I think I saw it happen live where Mark McGuire jacked it, and then like 2 months later they were both fired for steroids.
Well, yeah, everybody was getting fired for steroids.
That him and Barry Bonds, yeah. Oh, anyways, I wanted to do the formal portion. Welcome to the show. This is Croey D, everybody.
Hi, guys.
I remember meeting you in like I think you were a freshman when I was a senior, and you were shorter than me, which is funny, and you were very quiet. But every time you said something, it was really smart ass. I remember this a couple times talking to you. I'm like, man, this kid's too quick. And now he's here in the studio as a man. He looks like he's coming in like Jesse Smollett. The charges are dropped, and he's looking to get his dick sucked.
Oh my god.
But unlike Jesse Smollett, you're not black, and you have a girlfriend. So that's cool. I've been seeing... Not anymore?
No.
Oh, I'm very sorry, because I saw that on Facebook a lot, so
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Should have asked about that before I brought it up.
Don't worry about it. It's one of those things that happens.
Did you get played?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
There was, even though I doubt she or anybody who knows her is going to be watching this, if anyone was the bastard in that relationship, it was me.
That's very adult of you to admit.
I respect someone who can own up.
Yeah, me too. I appreciate that.
But it was, it was one of those agreed upon sort of breakups to an extent where it was, first of all, long distance. And that's hard.
What's long distance? if you
Well,
know?
for us, a few hours. But also working,
Yeah.
I work throughout the week, and she would work weekends and nights. So
Ooh.
seeing each other at all was almost
Yeah,
impossible.
not really an open space to find
Yeah.
each other there.
I respect you for trying. I mean, people trying is rare these days, especially younger people. I don't think you're younger. I'm just saying, like,
Oh yeah, I am. I mean,
Young.
What is it? Recently, they came out with basically a study that showed that generational gaps now are even within like 5 to 6 years. So saying I'm younger isn't necessarily saying like, oh, you're just young. It's literally saying you're a completely different group of people than I am.
I suppose. Yeah, I agree and disagree with that. I mean, I don't think per se that your generation, like, there's certain things that were better when you were younger, such as like, I know this is ignorant to say, but like, I guess phone reception's a little better for you. That's it. Otherwise, you had the same stuff coming up as I did.
Well, how old are you compared to?
I'm 25.
Yeah, you're like 2
Yeah,
3 years
same
younger.
thing.
Than us.
Yeah.
That's not a generational
That's
gap.
fair.
You're like the same.
I think maybe a couple of years, maybe a year more.
I think
and I
like,
would have said yes.
I would say the 21-year-olds are the next generation down because they're the ones who really grew up without dial-up. Or you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like some of that really crazy stuff, like the fucking corded phones and shit like
Yeah,
that.
well, it's weird for me because I'm in college right now, and like I'm about to become a senior, but starting my freshman year as a 22-year-old with a bunch of 18-year-olds and stuff like that, and for me it was just like, haha, I don't know how to relate to any of you people.
But yeah, that generation's totally different because they're all the 2000s babies now. Like
It's also how
so
do I even
wild.
hang out with you guys? I'm 22. I just got out of a thing where drinking was sort of part of the culture, and so I can't go out to the bars with you guys. I can't do anything like that, so it's just sort of, it was weird. And also I'm listening to a girl like, I haven't seen my parents in 6 weeks. And I get that when it's the first time being away from your family for a while, it's strenuous. But for me, it's like, I hadn't seen my parents for a year and a half. It gets easier.
Yeah, like you get cynical with life experience. You're like, come on,
And you
you're
don't-
gonna deal with a lot more shit. Like, calm down with what you're complaining about now.
And you don't want to. You don't want to be that jerk who's just like, yeah, you don't know shit.
It's like just wait until you grow up a little bit. Yeah.
Well, I think everybody goes through the period of saying you don't know shit because it's hard not to. But then you realize it's like you're more empathetic. You're more of instead of being a smack on the head, you're like you don't know shit. You're more of a hand on the shoulder and being like, hey,
Yeah.
you don't know shit.
Prepare yourself.
No,
you don't know.
It's more of a you're nice about it, and then you want to help them more than call them out and say you're an ignorant piece of shit or something like that. Well, no, it's true. Like, I mean, there was a
not
period
wrong.
of time where, like, God, I don't want to admit this, but I'm going to. When I worked at McDonald's from 18 to almost 23, and like when I first started, people were telling me you don't know shit. You don't know shit. And then when I got to the end of it, towards 22, and I saw these 18, 19-year-old kids coming in, I'm like, you don't know shit. And then it wasn't until I left, I'm like, whoa, okay, I shouldn't be doing that. That's unkind. That's very unsupportive. And You know, it's fun to give people shit, but at the same time, when you can, I think we generally have a good sense, better than the previous generations of people, to realize that sometimes people are hurting, and we need to like just relax on the whole being tough love thing.
I agree for the most part. I would say it's also about how that person is kind of presenting themselves. Like with the girl I use as an example, she was just saying, I miss my family. And, you know, obviously there's nothing wrong with missing your family. But I've also dealt with people where it's like, you're 22 or 23, you have never been outside of college, and that's fine.
Yeah.
But at the same point, you're trying to talk down to an adult,
Yeah.
like an actual person with life experience who's doing about their job. And to me, that's just, you're being disrespectful. And I fully believe that respect is earned, not given. But to an extent, if, let's say, I get a plumber into my house and he's telling me things I need to do to stop clogging up my pipes, I'm going to listen to him. Not be like, well, are you sure it's not maybe? This is like, no, this is literally the problem. Do this.
No, I getcha. Yeah, I think as you get older, you just start getting more empathetic and you just handle it better. But I feel like you might have to make a conscious decision to be like, okay, I'm a bit of an asshole. I really need, like how you said earlier, I really like that when you said, if anyone was the bastard in this relationship, it's me. And like, I'm sure she had her flaws too. And with the strain of the long distance and other things and the working, that might have contributed. But the fact that you came right up and said it was you, I'm like, that's a very nice trait to have. I'm going to take a pause for a second and interrupt this really good conversation and bring it to a smashing halt.
Oh, I'm excited for this.
To try this.
Ooh, hell yeah.
This is a new flavor of Mountain Dew. I just saw it. I go to Quick Trip every single day. Every day.
You have to.
I did. I'm contractually obligated. So shout out to Quick Trip. This is a brand new flavor of Mountain Dew. It's called Liberty Brew, 50 flavors in one. I don't know how you fit 50 flavors in blue, but each state is represented in this. It should be just black. Because if you mix all the crap in, it's just going to make this gray-black haze.
Well, I always wonder. I don't actually know what like flavoring looks like. Is it clear?
I'm sure it is. Like, because anything is dye.
Flavoring is clear until they add a color to it.
Oh,
So
God.
I'm surprised it isn't just like a. Well, it's Mountain Dew, so heaven forbid they make a clear Mountain Dew. But
Yeah. Well, they have white out.
That ice.
But,
Oh, they have that Mountain Dew ice.
oh, yeah. That's like Sierra Mist. I've never tried it, though. But have you ever worked fast food?
I have.
Okay.
I worked for around a year at Culver's.
Really? Okay, so have you ever changed the soda bags?
No, I was always in the back.
Oh, in the grill.
Cooking. Yeah.
But, yeah, well, usually the fast food joints keep their bags in the... You know what, when I say
Yeah, I know what
when I
you're
say a
talking about,
bag? Yeah, like... They're in cardboard boxes, but the spouts hang out the front, and you have to like jack the hose onto it. You ever done those?
I've seen them get done.
Okay. I used to have to do all of them at McDonald's because like people were too afraid to do it, and I was because if you did it wrong, it could squirt open, and it's basically just losing money. But I squirted a couple of them, but it was just a mistake.
Okay.
And then. But
hold your mouth under it.
Pure syrup, and it was dyed.
Oh God.
Yeah, so and it was like squishy, but like it had a thickness to it.
Well, that's how they used to like back before they almost. I could be wrong here. I just remember like my teacher back in like 8th grade talking to us about how they used to make soda back in the day, and it was like, yeah, basically that you could watch them combine the syrup and the water as they were making. I'm like, that sounds kind of disgusting. I don't think I would actually want to drink soda if I seen that.
Yeah, like back in like the 50s with the old soda fountains, it was they had to do it separate. Like they would squirt in the syrup first and then put the it was called soda. Like it was just seltzer water, and then here you go, Jimmy. That'll be 8 nickels or something.
It's like a soda stream.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They're still doing that shit. Remember when we were at Shopko shopping?
And I was like, I gotta find a soda. Did I say? I was like, I gotta find a soda stream.
No, I pointed it out on the shelf because I didn't think it was still in production.
Oh, I was with
This
someone
is
else.
gross.
Is it still a thing? I remember seeing them a few years ago, but I couldn't see that being a fad.
Yeah,
that
they
people
really died off. Well, it's like cheaper than buying soda.
Is it
But then, oh yeah, way cheaper than buying soda.
I think
After the initial
per
thing,
glass,
it's
yes.
super cheaper. Super cheaper? Way cheaper.
That's just one of those items, though. I never, when I was little, you ever remember those pizzazz machines?
Oh, dude, pizzazzes are the best.
They're the best, but as a kid, I thought, this is so weird. Who would ever buy one?
Oh, right.
And
Well,
like 5 years later, my family did. And
what's
we
crazy
still-
is you can like cook so much stuff on a pizzazz, though. Like,
Yeah.
anything that needs to be, anything that's like deep fried, you need to be like heated in an oven,
Yeah.
like any of those appetizer things.
Someday when I get a place of my
Corn
own, I hope
dogs.
to get a pizzazz. That's gonna be like my first
Dude.
home warming.
It's
gift.
like definitely get a pizzazz over a like toaster oven because it's way more useful.
If you're one of those people that has a housewarming gift, I'm gonna get you another one because there's a guy at my work. His name is Bill, and he's like, I think he's almost 60.
Bill.
His wife makes so much money, he does this work for fun.
Okay.
But one day he was telling me about his house, and he's like, yeah, I got a pizzazz up in my kitchen. I was like, cool. I got a pizzazz in my bar in the basement. I said, stop. You got 2 pizzazzes? And this, for some reason, this is where he like freaked out on me. But it was in like you know how I go on rants, like crazy rants? He did that to me, and he goes, yeah, I got 2 pizzazzes. You know why? Because fuck you, that's why. And I go, whoa. Like, what's with the hostility? He goes, let me ask you this, Mitch. Are you going to drag because I said, why don't you just carry it from the basement to the kitchen? He goes, because fuck you. Are you going to carry your microwave from the basement to the kitchen? I go, oh, I never thought of that. I go, Jesus God. I'm like, I didn't think about that. So, like, it makes so much sense when he brought it up. We got a couple comments coming in here.
Uh-oh.
But really quick, I'm going to try this. It's not open yet.
Oh, yeah,
Here,
wow.
feel this ASMR.
Man, we got really off topic.
That's okay. We haven't really started yet.
Should I be this aroused by soda?
Here, yes. Oh, that's gross. It's not good. It tastes like weak perfume. Oh. Let's give it another chance.
Oh, that's hilarious. Actually, I kind of want to look this up now. What's this called? Liberty Brew?
Yeah. Okay, the
His
50
face is telling
states.
it all.
The
Pass
50
that over.
Yep. Okay, we can all try some. The 50 states are I love America. Fuck all you guys who think differently. That's fine, but don't judge me. I love America, but God, that's a gross flavor. America flavor.
Ugh. I'm sorry, but you can't fit something good from every state in. Really? What's Idaho? What's Idaho gonna
Idaho
contribute?
potato.
Yeah, great. We got potato
Skin.
flavoring in
Yeah,
there.
it's
It,
just
it tastes like the American flag flavor, like no, not. I didn't finish the
Sorry, go on.
the American flag popsicle you used to buy from a fucking
Okay.
shit here.
Yeah.
Oh, see, so I mean, I know our palates are different, but I'm gonna disagree on that. I think
It's like cotton candy, basically.
I think the blue flavor now, Voltage, tastes like the cotton candy and the popsicle.
You know?
Yeah, it's
to be
not
honest with
great.
you, as a rule, I tend to not drink Mountain Dew. It's just not a soda I've ever liked. And,
Okay, fair.
Yeah, that did not win me over.
Yeah, like I don't want to drink it.
It tastes like a weak perfume. Like if a girl is like, I want to smell good but subtle, that's what it would taste like.
yeah.
I think your palate's messed up because I think he's way more on the money. It tastes like one of those crappy popsicles you'd get from an ice cream truck.
Exactly.
like-
My palate's messed up.
It's exactly what it is. The
like-
ice cream truck popsicle. Like
one
it's
of-
just shitty.
It's not even a good one. It's one of those ones that falls apart like 5 minutes after you start licking it. It's like, oh, is it above 32 degrees right now?
And like the aftertaste I'm getting is definitely cotton candy though. Like straight up cotton candy. I'm like enjoying the aftertaste.
I mean, I'm not gonna not finish it. Trust me, I'm gonna drink
yeah,
all
you
of
spent
that.
money on it.
mean,
You'd
it's
be
like-
doing Quick Trip a disservice.
Hyper sugar.
And you can't do that in Wisconsin.
It's
because they own
$1.
us.
I remember like not more than 2 years ago, it was like $1.50 for that. It was $1.99 today. It's going up by like 10 cents a month.
So much for a recovering economy. Thanks, Trump.
Oh my god.
Recovering? Oh, should we get into it?
Yeah, boy.
Oh, God, I don't know. I'm not good at this stuff because I don't know shit. Like I purposely do not pay attention to anything going
that's
on
fine.
in the
No,
world.
I was just making a joke.
Oh,
we don't gotta
you
get
can.
into that.
Oh, Kia liked the ASMR. I think that she said, "Oh, that was nice."
Yep.
You're welcome. Anyways, man, let's start at the beginning.
Let's do it.
I met you when you were 14. I think I met
Sounds
you.
about
I
right.
said something to you in the hallway, and I remember, and you came back so fast and such a smart ass thing. I don't remember what it was, but I remember being, oh, that's not good. And then I think I graduated, and that was it.
Yep.
And then, like, I remember running into you in the street in Fondy
Yep.
with Mel Bader.
Yeah, we were, because it was like
Yeah.
Friday or Saturday night over the summer, I think back in 2016.
Yep. Yeah. Wow, very good. Yeah, that's 3 years ago. I mean, I've been thinking about doing this. Every time I mention somebody that's not watching, or I don't think they're watching, I was going to just hit their name in the comments.
Oh, just tag them?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, like, why not? And it's a timestamp too. So they'll, like, if they see it later, they click on it and it takes them right to the spot where we mentioned them.
You better
so.
start tagging her, because she's going to come in like 30 seconds later. Like, what are you talking about?
But yeah, I remember she was there, and I remember somebody brought up the Harambe thing. Because, by the way, that whole thing with me and the gorilla, that was a fucking accident, and everyone just started tagging me on it, and it kind of got annoying, but at the same time, it was attention, so I liked it. But anyways, yeah, I ran into you, and you're like, "Is your name Mitch Shear?" I'm like, "Yeah." And you're like, "Oh, I'm Croey D. Do you remember me?" And I think the first thing I said was, "You got really tall."
That was something a lot of
worked.
people said to me.
It worked. But, well, yeah, because you were shorter than me when I met you.
I was shorter, and I also had the absolute worst posture. Like, I was always... Remember, you ever watch Parks and Rec?
Oh, absolutely.
April Ludgate just, like, shuffling around, like, looking at the ground. That was me for, like, all of high school.
Yeah.
So-
What were you? You were in wrestling, though, weren't you?
No.
Oh, no?
I did it when I was in grade school, stuff like that, but I guess I can admit this now as an adult. I cried in wrestling because I'd lose a lot because I sucked. So, you know, when you're going into high school and you're ready, well, I didn't exactly have the greatest reputation going into high school. I might as well didn't want to make it worse by doing sports I didn't want to do. Mm-hmm. So, there was that.
Yeah, there he is. God damn it. You know, the whole reason everyone started tagging me in it was because one of my friends had a huge crusade about it and got really upset about them killing him. So I tagged him in everything because I thought he's a huge pussy. And everyone never saw his name. It was just me posting all the stuff. So I think it was 2 days ago, I got like 6 or 7 tags in the memorial post. I'm like, that was nice.
I don't know. The whole Harambe thing was weird for me because I didn't care that much. I watched the internet blow this out of proportion, and I thought certain things were funny, so I'd share things on Facebook too. But, like, I feel bad for the zoo because they got so much bad press, and they didn't do anything wrong.
No.
So it's just like, people are, like, the zoo's just like, guys, can we please move on from this? And everyone's like, no, how dare you?
Well, dude, if you've ever seen the video, the kid was in danger, in life-threatening danger. And you can say what you want about the parenting skills and or the lack thereof, but the fact that the kid was in that gorillas can rip people in half, and then child was in there, and it probably didn't know what to do. It probably saw the kid and got confused, dragged it around a little bit, wasn't sure, and all of a sudden it got a bullet in the brain, and it's like, oh, we fucked up.
Yeah, again,
Humanity fucked up, really.
the mom fucked up.
BJ says, if y'all talking shit about Harambe, he's going to drive down to the studio and spank us. So we should probably talk.
He should be here anyway.
We should probably talk some more shit so he'll come spank us.
No shit. I mean...
Harambe went on like a bitch.
You should stop his hand in the air and say, the next time you put a hand on me will be the last time you have the hand.
Oh, that was some Hollywood cliche.
That's from Game of Thrones. It's from when Daenerys' brother, when he's still alive, hits her.
Actually, I might have actually seen that stuff.
Yeah.
I've read the books. I watched the first season of Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, I didn't think it was bad. I just wanted to see the entire book series go through first. And I was young and naive at the time, so I didn't think George R.R. Martin was going to be like, who needs to write books?
Oh, you want him to stop?
No, I want him to continue and finish the series, because he's got like 3 books left.
2.
Is it 2?
Yeah, he said Winds of Winter, and then he released the title for the new one. You want me to tell you?
Sure.
Well, everybody knows. You can Google it. It's called Dream for Spring.
Okay.
So I honestly thought the final book would be a time lapse. Like, there's going to be a bunch of events in winter, and then the next book would be all in, like, 10 years later when the snow's finally done.
I can see that.
And then it would be, like, only a couple characters would be left, and then they would go back and talk about how they died. Mm-hmm. But I mean, I'm sure you've seen all over the internet how the ending ended, and
I didn't even need to watch the final season of Game of Thrones. I know what happened.
Oops.
It was.
Yeah.
I got nothing against that. Screw it. People were talking about their favorite show, and it wasn't my cup of tea, but that's fine.
Yeah. Well, now Chernobyl's the new hotness.
I have heard about that. It was interesting to look at. I haven't watched it yet, though.
It's only 5 episodes, I think. It's a mini-series, yeah. I think mini-series, honestly, is the way to go.
I agree. I'll tell you this. If there's a book that becomes a miniseries next, I want it to be World War Z. You ever read that?
Never read it. I've seen the movie with Brad Pitt.
They're supposed to be making the sequel to that.
God, I hope
Yeah.
they don't.
You don't like the movie?
Brad Pitt, it was a fantastic book that actually was like, hey, this is a new take on the zombie genre that, like, is actually interesting and has, like, interesting things and shows a realistic response to the world to it. And then there's the Brad Pitt version where it's, hey, it's Brad Pitt saving people from generic zombies. Nothing changes.
I did really like how tragic, the tragicness of how the zombies only ate for clean hosts, and if you had cancer, it knew to leave you alone. So to be safe, you have to have cancer. You can either die now or die in 20 years. It's like, damn, that's heavy.
Yeah.
It's really heavy.
It's a different way of looking at the zombie thing. I don't know. Like, I don't know, because Max Brooks gave a really interesting solution where he's like, hey, we're not going to save everybody. We're going to literally leave people behind into safe zones while we get ourselves into safety. So
See ya.
that the zombies can be lured away from us and go deal with and that stuff. I'm like, holy shit, this is messed up, but...
I mean, at least they didn't try to, like, go colonize the moon or something.
No, it wasn't. It was all a plausible thing, and I know I'm weird. I kind of like that because let's be honest, zombie stuff has been it's been done to death.
It's worn out.
Yeah.
I was done with it in 2009.
Oh yeah,
I hate. I was
Yeah, you have a reply in the comments. Triggered.
triggered.
Is that the person you tagged?
Oh yeah, Mel. We were talking about how I re-met Corey, and then you were there that night, and she got mad at me for the Harambe thing,
Okay. Yeah.
and she goes, "Who cares about some fucking gorilla?" And then we ended up we ended up becoming friends.
Happy for you.
Yeah. Me and you were joking. That was during the summer when he died, and you and me were joking around about it. And I hear some voice say in the crowd, "Who cares about some fucking gorilla?" And I turn to her, and she's just looking at me, their arms crossed, just pissed off. And I'm like, "Hi, who are you?" I was like, you know what? I enjoyed her silly banter because I got to know her and
Take a drink of your freedom juice.
fucking label out. Yeah.
Freedom juice.
Give us money, Mountain Dew.
Give us money. Oh, I should probably not be shitting on Mountain Dew then. It's terrible.
The only sponsor we're even close to getting is maybe a local thing. Okay. Maybe. We got a small discount.
Oh, yeah,
very,
right.
very grateful for that. If he's watching, by the way, but are we allowed to? I think if we mention it, people will start jumping on it. But it's down the road, and we got a slight discount. That's okay.
That's a pretty good one.
What services are provided by this place?
Food.
Food?
Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough.
I was gonna say
Food.
food. Yeah.
Food?
Speaking of the military, like that segue. The new trailer for the new Rambo movie came out. Oh God, I'm a big Rambo fan.
Okay.
And this one showed him not killing anybody. So I'm kind of.
That'll be interesting.
It's like it's like Rambo, but Logan.
It's not Rambo like. Well, he was already old in the last one
right.
too.
Yeah.
He
You were
was
right.
he was 60 in. Well, okay, so there's Rambo First Blood, there's First Blood Part 2, and then there's Rambo 3, and then the fourth one's just called Rambo, and then this one's called The Last Blood.
Yeet.
And he was 60 there, and I think he's 72 right now.
Pretty
So
old.
at time of filming, he's probably 71.
Yeah.
And, they show him killing people in his house. He's got, a mansion in the Nevada desert.
Okay.
And he's just, setting traps for people, and it's... I've wanted this for years, but at the same time, I saw it and I'm like, I don't know.
I mean, I don't know. I like Rambo, so I'll watch it. I mean,
Yeah, the fourth one when he was in like Burma. That's just a gore fest. It was hilarious.
It was.
It was really funny too. I have the extended edition with where a bunch of scenes were cut out and some of the footage is rearranged. So like the beginning of the movie isn't where they're running through the minefields. It's I think the true beginning is Rambo's hunting snakes. And one of the deleted scenes is one of the guys gets bit and dies right there. And Rambo just grabs the head and he goes, "You weren't strong enough to live," and just puts it in a bag. Like, and I see why they cut it because it was like way out of character for him.
He's like a damaged guy, and who is very good at a certain thing, and so they keep using him for it. So,
well, yeah, that's what all of 3. Red Foreman from that '70s show comes in and says, "We need you, John. I need you like my ass needs a foot in it." No, he wasn't Red at the time. That was 1989, I think. It was way before Red. It was like 10 years before Red. But anyways, so yeah, we met, and we stayed in semi-touch for the last 3 years.
Yep.
You've always just kind of been there. Yeah, so have I. I mean, I didn't really go anywhere.
Yeah, I mean, like for me, I'm in and out of Fond du Lac, so, you know.
Yeah, you told me you were brewing some beer. I wanted to talk about that.
Yeah, well, I guess this kind of segues into everything, because, so...
Gotten pretty good at segues.
Yeah.
Have you ever ridden on a Segway?
No, but we know somebody who has one, and I don't think he'd let us on it, but...
I hope Naring's all right.
Yeah, me too. I've heard some things. If you're watching, be safe.
Yeah.
There's a golf course in Oshkosh that instead of golf carts, it's Segways.
I'm so nervous. I've never... Naring
awesome.
drove one around school.
It's pretty awesome. They're awesome.
Okay. I've never seen Naring wipe out, but I've seen plenty of videos where people fucking face plant and they just skid it like...
Yep.
Oh,
I have no desire to do that. I've never once seen a Segway and been like, well, okay, I've looked at it and think it's cool, but I'm also like, my life will go on if I never ride one. But
Sorry, just checking it out.
oh yeah, making beer. So I've been making beer now for probably going on 2.5 years. It's a growing hobby in the U.S. It is big in the U.S. It was my first day at UW Stout. And
Stout. So you made your own stout.
Favorite kind of beer. Favorite kind of beer. I didn't know anything about them until I was... Oh, man, this is a good segue for everything in my life. I was coming home from the military, and I stopped to see my sister who lives in Denver. And so we were coming home from going out to a restaurant because I was just staying there for a night or two. And so, we decided to stop and grab like a 6-pack from some little liquor store, and it's Denver, so they have nothing but craft beer there for the most part. And so I looked at something, it's like Crazy Spider or something like that. I'm like, this looks interesting. I showed it to her. She's like, yeah, that looks interesting. And it was like a nitro stout. And we tried it, and it was a really good beer. And I had never had a craft beer before. So I'm like, this is different. I really enjoy this. This is something I could just sip and enjoy rather than just downing 30 of these with my roommates. So, I kind of started enjoying them. And my dad, who is he likes, his IPAs and other kinds of beers too. I came home, I would have a few with him and stuff like that. And then I'm coming to Stout, and it's like the club recruitment day or whatever, where all the new freshmen can look at like all these clubs on campus. And I passed by, and I kind of just wanted to look for a club or two just to kind of get to know. And so suddenly I see this one guy, and he had UW Stout Veterans Club shirt on. And I had never wanted to be part of a Veterans Club, but I'm like, screw it. I'll just talk to him and I saw he was with the beer thing. So, he and I start talking a little bit. So I'm like, oh, this is kind of interesting, blah, 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 blah. And so they're like, oh, by the way, I see you're in that, so I take it you're a veteran. And so we also had a conversation about that. He had been in the Navy, really good guy, still somebody I keep in touch with to this day. And it turns out he was the president of both these clubs. So, I started to join the brew club, and I started working with the Vets Club because it was a way for me to get to meet people. Because like I was saying earlier, being 22 in college for your first year can be kind of weird, especially when you're going on the opposite side of the state. So brewing kind of became a way for me to socialize with people and stuff like that. And then it became something I could look at like the science of it. And yeah, it just became... It's not like a passion, don't get me wrong. It's a fun hobby that I do. But I learned a lot of stuff that I didn't really know before. So yeah,
That's
making
awesome.
beer.
So what
Yeah.
all what all goes into making, like, brewing your own
It's
batch, or
easy, but it's also
I'm assuming really finicky.
it's as it was described to me. The beer wants to get made.
Oh, okay, so it's gonna happen. It just depends how good it's gonna
Yeah,
happen.
exactly. And even a bad beer. The funny thing is, it's still
beer,
drinkable.
Like, yeah.
It's just like it's not something.
It's
I'm
all
gonna,
just wheat juice, anyways. Like,
It really is. And so it's just like, hey, you can still drink it. It's not going to kill you. It's just going to make you hate yourself. It's like, I hate myself when I'm drinking alcohol anyways. Let's just do this.
Do you remember how good your first batch was?
So my first batch I made with him, and it actually turned out, we would do like random flavoring things. And so I kind of wanted to go for like a pizza flavored beer.
oh boy.
It actually, it smelled really good, actually.
Okay.
It smelled like
Smelled good.
No, it smelled like you walked into like a bakery or something.
Okay.
And it tasted okay.
So, how do you go about like flavoring your beer, kind of turning the taste a specific way?
Okay, so that comes down to three main things: the type of grains you use,
Okay.
like the malted hops, or not the malted hops, the malted barley.
Okay.
So that's there to, first of all, it's going to provide the color of the beer, and it's going to give you like a basis of what it's going to be like when the yeast starts taking the sugar from the barley. And then there's hops, which you typically add in one of three stages, either when you're doing your final boil for the beer, or when it's doing its actual fermentation, or what's the third one? There's another way that I've never done before. And then there's also
Multiple ways.
and that also is going to bring different smells and flavors to the beer. And then there's also you can actually add flavors. So
Right. Like, I figured you could like add it. I didn't know if that was like kind of frowned upon at all or not.
not
really.
at all. You can to add flavors a lot of times. At least how I've always done it is I'll grab like a tea bag like thing, and I'll put like, for example, cherries in there,
Oh, okay.
or like.
Does that turn out pretty good with the cherries?
Actually, it did. Yeah,
That sounds really good to me.
I did. I did a cherry limeade beer one time, and it actually
that sounds fantastic.
the lime outshone the cherry, but I like lime too.
Yeah, say lime flavored drinks are
Yeah,
good.
and it was over the summer, so it's like, yeah, this is great.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say it sounds like a bit more refreshing thing that you drink in the heat rather
Yep.
than like the Moscow Mule kind of thing, like those that you can drink year round. So
Exactly.
very cool.
And so beer, and it's such an easy process.
You gonna start
Is it
your own
easy?
microbrew?
It's easy.
It's time intensive, but it's not labor intensive.
Okay.
Because like a brew day for me I'll usually make 5 to 10 gallons of beer, just
Okay.
because that's how my setup is typically built, and takes me 5-6 hours. But those 5-6 hours are not me constantly doing things. It's me heating up water, and then I pour the water into something called a mash tun, which can be anything that just stores the grains. And so this water that's usually at like anywhere from 130 to 170 degrees, depending on what you're making, is going to then separate the sugar from the barley.
Okay.
And so then after you do some time like that, you pour that back to be boiled. And then you pour in a little bit more water to rinse out the leftover sugar so you get as much sugar out of it as you can. And what I always do to people who've never done it before, at least when I'm doing a brew day, is I'll show them the difference in the flavor of like the malts when you first put in the water to when you finish with it. And there's almost no flavor to them at the end, but in the beginning it kind of tastes like kind of oatmeal. So
Weird.
yeah. So yeah, and then you start doing the boil again. You get it up to an actual boil, so like 212 degrees or so. And then you typically add the hops, and you do that for anywhere from 60 to 90 minutes. And then you cool it down, and you put it into something called a carboy, which is like a glass or plastic container that has a very small opening up top, which you then cover over with like a filter to keep any air from getting in and any bacteria and stuff. You add your yeast, and you just let it sit for like 2 to 6 weeks.
Weeks. Oh, okay.
Because you gotta let the yeast do its work. Yeah.
You'll know it's working because it starts bubbling up. Yeah.
So like when I go around like to Target or Shopko, well, not Shopko much longer, but to those places
Rest in peace.
where I'm like where I'll go around for that. I'll see like beer making kits. I think they even have them at festival. Is that bullshit or is that like a real? That's the real deal.
Yes, and that does it a different way. That actually is even quicker than the way I do it. There's two main ways of home brewing. One is done with extract, which the entire first process that I mentioned is done for you. And so that's just the sugar water that you get from separating the barley and stuff like that. And then there's all grain, which is what I do, which is what I just described. And so it's not... The problem with extract brewing is that there's not a lot you can do to modify the initial, like, grains that you use. And that's fine. It's just, some people like to go crazy and experiment. And I'm starting to do that a little bit. And then my beer started turning out really bad. So I'm going back this summer. I'm kind of going back to my roots, where like last summer I made some very good beers over the summer, and I want to just stick very strictly to recipes again, so I can get good at it again.
Yeah, you want to see your skill level go up before you start going off to experiment again.
And the thing is, it's something you can, like I said, it wants to be made. I've done some stupid things with brewing, and I'm really...
You have to, though.
Yeah, I'm really hoping nobody from my brew club... I'm the president now. Actually, the funny thing is, I became president of the brew club after my freshman year. Yeah, it wasn't like, oh, he's the best one here, we should make him president. It was, hey, we're all graduating. Congratulations, President
Oh,
Corey.
so you were like you were the last one in the room.
Yeah, I'm like-
Get the lights. Oh, this is your room now.
So for me, it was like, hey guys, I don't have any equipment to make beer with. What am I gonna do? And it was like, oh, I guess there's Craigslist.
So you bought all secondhand stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, if as long as it works like it should.
For me to make the amount of money I had to spend so I can make 10 gallons of beer is at most $200.
Oh, that's nice. It's a lot less than.
And then do you just like store it
I thought it was gonna
in
be.
kegs, or do you and just like tap those, or do you
Actually,
bottle them yourself?
I
too?
bottled it myself.
Oh, okay, cool.
Keg brewing is probably better, but that's also an investment I don't want to make right now.
I say kegs are just steel.
Well, I have 3 kegs.
Oh,
but that's what I
wow.
used to boil.
Oh, right, okay.
So-
And you can't really store it in there because you got to
No.
be making more.
Do you know? Did you know some of this stuff before we started?
No, I'm just really interested in it.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say you have a lot more questions than I do because I'm like more just listening in.
Yeah.
I mean, I will never do it myself, but it just doesn't something that interests me to start.
My
But
my entrepreneurial spirit is peaked.
That's no, that's good. I was gonna say you've asked me to come and check it out that one day, and I still plan on doing it if you ever do it in Fond du Lac. Of
course.
But like you are like if you have an actual interest to do it or.
Yeah, that sounds.
Open invite to
I'm
anybody.
I'm interested in like I mean microbrews are a big thing.
They're a big thing. It's never going to happen in Fond du Lac.
Oh, definitely not.
And it's not even because Fond du Lac doesn't want one, and it wouldn't do well here. There are, for some reason, they've been trying for years, and for some reason, the county executives are not letting it be.
So wait, yeah, what does that work? Where they just don't let you open a place or sell it, or
Yeah, well, because it takes more to build a brewery than it does to do it. Because it's like, first of all, you got to get licenses to be a bar.
Okay, so you have to get your liquor license first just to make it.
And even just to serve it, because most microbreweries don't distribute; they just serve at their place.
Oh.
And then if they start becoming more popular, they'll slowly distribute to the local area. But it's never more than like a few cities around you. And it's just because, first of all, they're usually in like old abandoned garages and stuff like that.
Right.
Like there's 3 in Menominee right now, where I'm living or where I tend to live most of the year.
Tend to live.
And let's see, one of them was an old auto garage. One of them was the old train station. And the other one, I do think they actually built up on that one. But they also added like a wood fire grill and stuff like that for making pizzas. So, yeah.
You said that they wouldn't let something
So you
like that in Fond.
you couldn't just like manufacture it and then distribute it?
No, no. I can't, like, for example, the beer I make, I can never sell it.
Oh, right.
But
It's just
like,
for personal use or whatever. I'm assuming you couldn't sell it because it's not like regulated and licensed and stuff like that.
no, it's not so much that. Selling beer is a lot easier than selling liquor or even making liquor.
Okay.
Because beer is never going to become poisonous or toxic or like
Oh.
explosive.
Okay, yeah, how liquor could just be like, okay, that makes a lot of sense.
So, but I don't pretend to know all the things here, but I do know that they keep trying to get a brewery started. I think the Green Dragon people there, they want to actually turn that into a brewery, and the county just won't let it. And it's weird because there aren't any here right now. We have a distillery.
I wonder if someone could like just go to like one of the unincorporated cities and you know what I mean and just be like, yo, here it is. Because then at that point, wouldn't you just have to get state approval?
I don't know. I do think if it's in Fond du Lac County, you still have to go through the county board. But
that way.
Again, I have no idea about like small town politics or anything like that.
Is there a reason why they won't let it happen? Like you said that the legislature or whatever, that won't.
I think
don't know.
I'm assuming it's because It's also a reason that you can only buy liquor till 9 p.m. at stores. It's probably because they're just trying to protect the bars.
Possibly.
Because they have like that. All the bars are like super tight knit, and that's the whole reason why we can only buy beer and stuff until 9 p.m. So you want you to go to the bar to get drunk.
And then go to Slim's.
Well, even that though, and that's the thing with microbreweries. Microbreweries aren't those ones that are like Slim and Chubbs or like Third and One or stuff like that. They're not usually open that late. So
Yeah, they're more like a restaurant almost.
to an extent, yeah, they're open till like 8 or 9, and they're usually not even in the town. So it's usually maybe they don't want to risk DUIs.
Oh, right.
And I can understand that, but for the most part, they're usually not competing with the other bars for revenue because they're, first of all, a different market in a lot of cases. They're not selling like Miller Lite and stuff like that. And don't get me wrong, I love domestics.
Right.
I'm an all-around alcoholic. But
Well, I think we all are.
oh yeah,
Definitely.
He just got a T-shirt from
Some.
Slim and Chubby's for spending
Over 50 or something?
disgraceful amount.
Yeah.
It says disgraceful on the T-shirt.
oh,
I'm just kidding. It doesn't. It says, which one did you get? Do you remember?
It's in my car.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I've never gotten a T-shirt. Technically, I did because I found one on the street and washed it.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it was brand new. It was clean. I took it home with me.
So someone got it for spending a lot of money.
Someone got it and I
They
fucking
threw it on
took
the
it.
ground.
Yeah, it's like, fuck this. I don't want the shame of it. No. But you're, no, you, yeah, I've never, Charlie gets one like every time he goes.
Oh yeah, I bet. Well, it's also because.
That's not good.
Charlie, we care about you. It's okay.
Well,
buddy.
not really. He doesn't watch these. Fuck him. But no, it's really cool. Like I
Be sure to
think.
tag him. No, no, don't.
Yeah.
No.
Yes. yes.
You gotta stick. You gotta stick to your rule.
Stick to the rule. I don't know. We've been mentioning a couple people here and there.
Well, I was gonna mention since you brought up legislature.
Oh no! Oh my God!
Oh
Yes, definitely tag everyone who works in Fond du Lac.
These
government.
felt. You know, he used to watch these. He says he's a fan of this.
You should tag him and be like, "Yo, why can't we start a microbrew?"
I don't want to go into politics.
No,
I
we're not
disagree.
going to,
No, I
but, like-
disagree with these Felt's politics, and that's fine. He knows it because I saw him at an event in Fond du Lac one time. And because
Is he your guys' age or what?
No,
Oh,
he's-
he said he's your
He
teacher.
was my Phi Ed teacher.
Yeah, he was a teacher at
Yeah.
WLA before he went into politics, and there's nothing wrong with that. And so, he's still got a relatively decent relationship with most of the teachers, I think. So I think we were at like a Taste of Fond du Lac thing. And yeah, he was just there. And he's like, yeah, Corey's pretty vocal with his politics. And it was a very polite way of saying that he and I don't agree. And that's fine. I don't think he's
Yeah.
a bad person. I just don't agree with his views on things.
That's okay. Yeah, I find myself disagreeing with a lot of the stuff that I was brought up with. I was brought up in a mainly conservative household, and I'm starting to kind of fall away from it, but I'm not leaning towards the left. I'm kind of going towards the middle.
Yeah.
And
I think that's where a lot more people our age are
Yeah.
ending up. You know?
yeah, and with the whole recent the last podcast that I did, no, two of them ago when I brought up Alabama, and I voiced my opinion on it, which is I don't think anybody should be able to tell anybody else what to do with their bodies. I didn't say it had anything to do with women's choice or whatever. I just think that should be generally accepted. And I guess maybe abortion falls into that. And one of my family members, and I'll just say it again in case they're watching, they decided that they were not going to, they said, my mother, like, came in here with BJ here and was like, somebody from our family doesn't really think that you're had a very Christian attitude. I'm like, no shit. This isn't a Christian podcast. It's not supposed to be.
We live in a country that literally believes in the separation of church and state. And Alabama when your governor
Oh, God.
literally says that brings God into the topic, that
Yeah.
suddenly eliminates any ability to argue without that. And that's all I'm going to say on that. I have spent a fair amount of time making jokes and talking about the Alabama thing. I don't think anybody who knows me doesn't know where I stand with this. So
Well, yeah, I was gonna say you don't have to say anything you don't want to. I'm not.
Oh, yeah.
I just kind of casually brought it up.
Yeah.
It's just like a little thing about how I think we segued from Thiesfeld. I kind of wanted to. I was gonna tag him because I'm sure he's a busy man. Doesn't need distraction.
Oh, yeah, that's fair.
But
No.
but if you would ever want to come on and just chit chat, that'd be awesome.
Well, that would be interesting.
That'd be a lot of views.
I think you should tag him into this moment right here.
Yeah, it's like, well, let me just go back and watch the rest of it.
Well, so,
Oh no, thank you. Oh Jesus, close that.
Is that what he sounds like?
now you did bring up a good point though, and I think
Sorry.
no, that's fine. You brought something up though, and I think you're right. I think I was also brought up in a very conservative household, but a household that was also very big on like discussing things. So I kind
That's
of
good.
appreciate that. Like I'll go home. I always made a joke there. It's like other families like, hey, during the holidays, don't bring religion or politics to the table. And in my family, it's don't bring weak arguments to the table.
Ooh.
So that's sort of how, and it's not
Very
done
nice.
with any loathing. Nobody hates each other at the end of the night. But it's just my family's divided. Where I'm a very central political person. You know, I have family members who are very far to the left, very far to the right. I think both sides politically, the further you go, the dumber you seem as a person.
Well, yeah, because you close your mind off of the other
Exactly.
side completely.
And I think, honestly, I do think I'm one of the few people who joined the military and became less conservative from being in the military.
I think Matt Jacobs, I think he became a Marine and he came back farther left.
Yeah, I could
Like
definitely-
more distrusting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, don't forget, now you have to tag him. I'm
Yeah.
just holding you accountable.
Well, I don't want to do everything. I think I just want to do it for laughs more than anything.
was
But if he
kidding.
comes in here and starts tossing some stuff around, but he's a good dude. I
Yeah.
think he might be. No, I don't want to say anything and bring up anything bad.
Yeah,
Well, it's not bad. It's actually a good thing. But if I say it and it's not true, then I'm gonna look bad. What are we looking at here?
Oh, there's this thing I read about one of the Washington State legislature people were. This thing has been brought up about how I think it's one of the people in Washington State wants to break off like part of Washington, make this place called Liberty, where it's like all for only like Christian people. It's all like biblical law and shit like that. It's like,
Whoa.
bro, y'all talking about America and being free and stuff, except you want to oppress everybody
Yeah.
with your religious laws.
Yikes!
we hate Sharia law, except for we want to impose our own.
Yeah.
version
They
of
want to.
Sharia
It's a
law.
piece of
Exactly.
Idaho that wants to break away.
No. Well, this is like the proposed 51st state, which would be quote unquote liberty, and
on.
for the religious people.
Washington, Oregon.
Parts of it, like it would take parts of it. It would take like the whole eastern part of Washington, and then I'm assuming just like chunks of.
You know what? Here, take Montana and Wyoming. What will lose six
It's like
people?
I don't know why y'all just don't go to Alabama.
Oh, it's a far move.
You already got a state
I think
right there for you.
What if your siblings are ugly?
Very nice. I always thought of this. Alaska was not a state.
Oh, here-
Was it
see,
Alaska
here's
or
a-
Hawaii? Oh, Jesus.
Here's a picture of what the
Let's
proposed-
grind this whole thing to a fucking halt and welcome our
Sorry.
fourth guest.
what liberty.
No.
Oh, here he is. We're talking about that liberty thing with Washington.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You don't know this?
Fucking ignorant. Just kidding.
You don't know what this is?
No, I don't.
Oh, really? It's there's some like Washington legislative
That's,
guy who
that's-
it's really a group that's been proposing
He's a
taking
builder.
part of Washington and some of the other states around. I'm gonna put this on the screen. And making of the 51st state called Liberty. That would be where all the Christian people go.
That would buy into my plan to. I have a plan to reinvigorate the economy of the United States of America, and it's to make a 51st state. So we have to make all new flags.
I
Think
was
of how many jobs.
Just about to bring that up. No, Alaska or Hawaii, I forget which one it was, but that did not become a state until 1958, 56. So that means that most of our grandparents who are alive remembers when there was only 49 stars on that damn thing. 48?
Hawaii and Alaska became
Very similar
at the same
times.
time.
Yeah,
Really?
right around like the same decade almost.
Post World War II.
So my dad was born in 58, so he doesn't remember, but like always meant to ask like my grandmother and like what was the flag? What did the flag look like? Was it weird? Was it off-centered?
What?
That was well, if you think about it, like that's such a oh man, you are going deep.
I'm gonna find it. Hold on.
Yeah. But you just type United States into Wikipedia. That'd be a nice read. I shouldn't. I'm not. Well, he doesn't have Facebook anymore, so it doesn't matter. But my buddy Shane told me. He goes, "Yes, the other day I got so bored at work, I typed in George Washington into Wikipedia and I read the entire page." And he goes, "I'm like, dude, were you working?" He's like, "Yeah." I was like, "Well, your definition of working is kind of." He's like, "I was at work, but I wasn't working."
I was receiving money for being at work, all right?
Dude, his job is not easy. I know what he does. He runs a press, and like he has to do a lot of heavy shit, and it's hot and it's very tough. I've watched him do it. You get hurt, you can get really dirty, you can get burned, but once all that's said and done, you push that button, you can put your fucking feet up and take a snooze if you really want.
I get it. That's fair.
I mean, there's just jobs all over like that.
BJ
This
was right.
jobs are even worse.
BJ was right. The exact same year, 1959, for both of them.
Damn.
Solid.
Interesting. So, like, is there... here'll be a good job for you. If you can find a pre-50 states flag,
Oh, it's easy.
I'm waiting.
I know what it looks like.
It has one less star.
2 less stars, but
Two?
they're shifted, so they're...
So it's like the bottom layer is centered a little more. Like, it's... Yeah.
I bet you we just don't get any more states now because it's like, yeah, we don't want to put in the work for that.
Yeah, it's like, we're gonna make the blue field bigger? You fucking kidding me?
Can you imagine some dude, though, who's like, hey, son, guess what I did? I designed the 48 state flag. Dad?
Just dab it right in the... right on the side.
Is that it?
That's not it.
I don't think so.
That can't
they're
be
all
it.
set, so that
This is a 48 star flag.
Huh.
No, that makes sense. 6x8. I can see that. At least they made them both in like the same amount of time, so that they didn't have to design a 49 star one. And they're like, crap.
Whoops.
So what's the deal? Why is Puerto Rico or no?
Puerto Rico was...
Puerto Rico should be.
Yeah, say why is that not a state?
It would be... there's been like talk every 10 years that they're going to bring it in. Like for real, and then it kind of drifts off.
So the reason Puerto Rico's not a state is kind of a long thing, very political.
Because the girls are too hot.
Basically, that too. But basically, it's way easier for us to continue to exploit them if they're not a state.
That's fair.
It's kind of the bottom.
Sounds about right for the United States.
Yeah. We have a bad history with that. Yeah, we're not that great.
Have you seen things that you can't talk about?
No.
Oh, damn it. Oh, that sucks.
That's one of the weirdest things that most like especially post 9/11 veterans like, because a lot of us are like, there are some dudes who have literally like, I got blown up in a Humvee, I lost one of my legs, and blah blah blah, and you're not like, that's cool, but you're also like, well, I haven't done shit. And so it's sort of like, and so I don't usually talk about my service that much, and not because like I've seen things, but it's like I saw a computer screen.
That's, yeah, on Sunny in Philadelphia, they had this guy, there's a guy in there named Ben the Soldier, and he was a computer engineer, and he goes, yeah, I mostly traveled the world and tried different cuisine.
Yeah.
And I occasionally restarted a computer. He's like, it was really fun.
Yeah,
I'm like, okay, that's awesome.
It is, and it's, don't get me wrong, there's some cool stuff that goes along with it. There's also a lot of bullshit.
Oh,
I'd be,
sure.
but like, it's, whenever I see dudes from like the 1980s who are like, yeah, I was a veteran, then I'm like, oh, I basically did what you did, but I actually went to a war zone.
Oh.
So you don't see me wearing a hat. And I, you know, it's more of a joke, and I don't ever say that to their face.
Dude,
You should.
you posted that picture the other day of a dude at the gym in full uniform.
Full uniform.
Not in gym shoes. Like combat boots. Like, am I saying that right? Combat boots. In full pants and full shirt.
Oh my god.
Am I right in saying all that?
No,
And then
well-
you said, God, he's so brave.
There is nobody in the military who sees that and doesn't think, wow, what a douchebag. Because everybody always likes to think, I blame country music for this.
Yeah, he was
He looked-
minus the minus the vest.
So he wasn't wearing his cami cover. He just had a PT shirt on, which is, yeah, it's standard like workout stuff too, on base. But I think he was Army.
But when you're in the
that uniform,
when you're in the
you need to show
wild.
that beautiful.
Not to be too un-American, but that always kind of like weirds me out when you see like, I was at like a quick trip at like 4 a.m. once, and some dude just walks in full Army stuff, and it's like, what do you do? You put that on to come here. You didn't just come from a base or something. You
that
just
true?
want the free shit.
Do people do that?
There are people who do that. There's
Sure.
It's a lot. Heck, I did that when I first got out of boot camp.
Oh, okay.
There is a stage in every single person in the military where they think, "Oh my God, that was
What's that sexy
Mara."
Sexy Marine. I think it's. Sheet. That's a tactical onesie.
Oh my God.
That's you use that to sneak into the
new
base.
shit.
That's the new camo.
Oh, that looks like something that would be in like a John Cena movie.
That's for the Navy.
That was John Cena. That's the Navy.
No,
It's not. It's just something that has camo on it. But yeah, I you see those guys, and it's like I blame country music.
Yes.
Because I like some country, don't get me wrong.
American Girl.
Well, yeah, you hear that shit. And it's just like,
American Girl.
or they always show everybody in the military like, I wear dog tags when I'm not there, or when I'm off base. I'm like, I didn't even wear dog tags in uniform.
Oh, aren't you supposed to though?
No,
like,
God,
oh, I thought it was super.
Like, it's weird. Like, when you're deployed, yes, because you could die. But when you're in Yuma, Arizona, which is where I spent like 2 years of my enlistment, it was like, oh no, like, I'm on base here. What's the worst that's going to happen? The sun's going to kill me? My name is literally right here.
Well, it's pretty hot out there.
They had that one shooter in an army base at one time.
What's up?
They had that one guy who came into, was it Fort Hood or something?
Yeah, Fort Hood's got like 2 or 3 shootings on it. I don't know what it is about Fort Hood, but apparently it makes everyone just super angry.
I had an ex-girlfriend who was stationed at Fort Hood, and let me tell you, they don't do shit.
Nope.
I watched her Snapchat
wow.
stories.
Yep. That's the military in general. I'm not shitting on like people who join the military, but this whole everyone who joins the military is a hero thing is a load of shit. Because I've seen how most of you guys did work, and fuck.
Praise.
90% of what you do in your enlistment is like sit on like standby waiting to get
Busy work or nothing.
Yeah, busy work or nothing, and you're getting paid, and cool. Like, I didn't ask to do busy work. Don't get me wrong. At the same point, I'm not gonna go around and be like, give me free shit. I do on Veterans Day. I do that, but
That's
sorry.
your day.
Get your free meals,
I
man.
want
like-
that. I want that damn Applebee's meal.
Oh hell yeah.
That's your day.
Take
yeah,
advantage of that.
exactly. But the rest of the time, I knew a guy one time who literally posted on Facebook. He's like, "Wow, Harley Davidson doesn't give me a veterans discount. Ugh. Like, do you even understand what freedom's about, Harley Davidson?" I'm like, do you know the history of Harley Davidson? They became a company in World War II for building military vehicles and shit like that. Like, they're so incredibly
They're the
ingrained.
definition of freedom.
Yeah, I'm just like, holy shit, you're a terrible human being. Freedom isn't free. Neither is a fucking Harley.
Yeah. Like,
So-
come on.
Well, I think according to Team America, freedom costs $1.05. From what I remember,
$1.06
everybody's
now.
got to put their $1.05, yeah, $1.06 in.
Yeah.
America.
Dude,
We
I
actually
love
have
that
freedom now. Did you see that article?
What?
Did you see that article I shared on
the
Facebook?
thing about the gas.
Yeah, about gas, how the Department of Energy is now calling gas molecules of freedom.
Freedom. Yep.
I kind of I didn't believe that was real.
I don't.
I thought it was like an Onion article or
It was
or like a Tim and Eric bit or something.
Oh man.
I just
A boring dystopia.
some of that stuff, dude. Some of that anti-America stuff that you share is just I want to read it so bad, but like I just
I wouldn't share
have to
anything anti-
I
graze.
say I wouldn't say it's anti-American.
It's anti-American government.
Oh, okay. Well, I just want because sometimes I
Anti-corruption.
read the headline and it's just so stupid. Like not you stupid, but like I'm like this isn't real.
He's a different kind of stupid.
Not you. I'm talking about like what the article is because I grazed by it. I'm like this isn't fucking real, and I grazed past it, and then I saw more people sharing it. I'm like, okay, maybe it actually is real.
Yeah.
God damn it.
I saw somebody share that. I'm just like, I could see this totally happening, and I didn't even bother reading it because I'm like, I don't need to get more depressed today. All right.
No, dude, it's
Oh man.
yeah. Is there anything like more about your service that you want to talk about?
I mean,
Like anything funny?
oh, there's plenty of funny.
Well, like I mean, we found the last little bit funny when you're talking about how lazy. Well, not lazy, but like
no, it's
little.
and again,
say.
it's not like the average person's like, I don't want to do anything, but at the same point, they portray. I always love seeing military recruiting commercials because, like, yeah, you're gonna be storming the beaches, man. You're gonna be in these fake towns shooting shit up. It's like, Hi.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, but do you remember that old, I think it was either the Navy or the Marines, it was this old commercial from either the late 90s or early 2000s, and it wasn't the, you have supplies for 5 days, it's day 12 or something. That was pretty cool. But I'm talking about...
the dragon one?
No, but this one is, it had some song from Godsmack playing in the background, and like it was like dun 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 dun. Dun. It was like had them like flying on waves and like the rafts, and as soon as they hit the beach, it went like the vocals would kick in, and it's like, and there was no shooting or enemies. It was just them like taking knees and like leapfrogging each other, and it was like, is it in you? Or no, it was like, are you ready? Or some shit like that. I'm like,
I think that had to be like either the SEALs or like Special Forces.
Yeah, it was SEALs for sure, I think.
I think the first recruiting commercial I ever saw as a kid was like during a Super Bowl, and it's like where this dude's climbing this super high mountain, and he gets to the top and he sees a sword and a stone, and he pulls it out and he stabs a smoke dragon, and he becomes a Marine officer. And
and his face is like, his face is projected in the side of the cliff.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like that's such a badass commercial, and it's like I've played with those swords. Those fucking suck.
Oh, the actual. Yeah, apparently it's a lot. You have to buy your own.
Oh yeah, it's. Like
I thought they just give
$600.
it to you.
No. See, you think a lot of. Yeah, I thought that stuff too.
Yeah.
It's like, no, I'm not gonna buy this. Why don't you want to? Because I don't care.
Fucking sword. What do you? Well, I mean, I have a sword, but.
Well, no, but it's like, what am I gonna do with this? It's like, oh, cool. I get to like walk around and look cool in my. First of all, Marine Corps dress blues are the coolest fucking uniform ever, and there is not.
Can you bring
the
in
Nazi uniform?
Can you bring up the? Do you say Navy dress blues?
The Marine Corps.
Marine Corps dress blues. Can you bring up a picture of that, please?
Yeah.
Not the Nazi uniform. Please.
Yeah, let's not do that one.
No, are you going to tell me that those aren't cool? The black ones?
No,
those are so
okay,
cool.
let's be honest.
They were designed by Louis Vuitton.
The Nazis made some pretty cool uniforms.
They did a bunch of other bad shit, but they had good fashion sense while doing
Exactly.
it.
You gotta kind of respect that. You could be the ugliest motherfucker alive though in Marine Corps dress blues, and you could still probably get laid. And I don't know why. It's just yeah.
I saw really fun. I don't know if I tagged. I think I might have tagged. I sent it to you. I think was it the one of Jim Halpert, and he had the army hat on, and it was like you fresh out of basic, and it goes when girls or no when basic boys buy a. And it was him with the rings. Says, bought it 2 weeks after I met her.
Yep. I love that. That's a very real thing.
I know a couple people who've done that.
Oh, I do too.
It's not ended well.
Do you ever watch Stolen Valor videos on YouTube?
Yeah.
There's this one where it's a dude it's some dude's dad, he says, in the full like Marine blues, but he's like some overweight dude. He's like, I just had to throw clothes on this morning. This is the first thing I saw, and I just threw it on and came down to the airport.
I don't get what would make somebody like want to do that. It's like, oh, cool. So you get people to respect you for wearing a uniform.
I think they're honestly doing it just for the free, just like 10 cents off a pack of gum or some shit.
I can see that. I don't like it.
I could see that.
No, because it is freedom of speech. It's technically not. It's not illegal. No, it's not.
Stolen Valor is illegal.
I thought they made it.
It's a felony.
I thought they.
Jesus, are we really
strictened
doing
it.
this?
Yeah, it's a felony.
I'm uncomfortable.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where it's like,
Christ.
it's not like cops are going out there looking for people wearing army uniforms.
No, of course not.
but-
It's more just in name. It's like a felony, I think.
I mean,
to misrepresent yourself?
I don't like Stolen Valor
Only for
either.
profit.
But the one that he just mentioned, I've never seen it, but like how he's like, this is the first thing I saw in the closet.
Can you do me a favor? Can you Google Master Funnery Sergeant? FUNNERE. Yeah, there we go. I want to see if they actually show this picture because it's.
Is it the dude in the mall?
No, it's not a dude in the mall. It's just this dude who like bought dress blues off of like Amazon or something, I guess. Here, it's not giving. Yeah, there we go. The first one.
Whoa! The guy's got his rank shaved into his head.
I love that.
Whoa!
This one's so. It's just.
Look at all the ranks. Or no, those are how many he's served, how many conflicts he's been in.
I
don't know shit about the uniform.
So down at the lower part of the sleeve where you see those stripes there, that's every enlistment or every 4 years you served.
Okay, so he's been in there for I can't count that.
On like at least
24?
Yeah, at least 24 years.
Well, if they're each 4 years, then it's 24. But that's 6 total bars, maybe more. There might be more bars underneath
I
that.
think that might be Adolf Hitler.
It might be. But
his grandchild.
What I love is like so he's a master guns. That's like the highest enlisted rank you can get to. and then he's also apparently, according to this, he's oh man, what are these? He's a
Can you?
He's a born to kill man. This dude served in every war ever. I think he's also done scuba school and like I think he has his jump wings. So he's
yeah, I was gonna say that's parachuting, isn't it?
So the top one is something to do with water. I think it's scuba school or something along those lines.
Scuba Steve.
The second one has to do with jumping out of airplanes.
Nice.
And then I was gonna say, what are all the colors? Are those the conflicts he's been in?
Colors? So those are different ribbons.
yeah.
You can get a ribbon for a bunch of different stuff. I had a NAM, which is the Navy Achievement Medal or something like that, and it's basically, hey, you did your job really good. We also call it the Dick Sucking Medal.
Oh wow.
It's just like,
Even the Army's got appreciation.
I know.
awards.
I know that's a marksman one. I know that on the top
left
or
and
bottom left.
The left and right medal things. The one on the left is rifle marksmanship, and the one on the right's pistol.
Oh.
I was an expert in both ones, and then I wasn't.
So you didn't get the medal?
I did.
Oh, you did?
Well, I got the badges. So those are badges, the ribbons, and then I don't actually know what those things are called beneath the button.
Did you get a Purple Heart?
God no.
Oh.
You have to get shot for
hit,
one of
You have to get wounded for one of those.
like wounded enough to get discharged?
No, nothing like that. No, it's like you could. There are people who take shrapnel from like a mile away and it cut them, and they can technically get a Purple Heart.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I used to make jokes and say should have ducked faster.
Oh, should have zigged when you should have zigged when you should have zagged.
Obviously, and don't get me wrong, there are dudes who are like, yeah, I was in a vehicle and I just got blown up. And it's like, okay, yeah, you're right. That's
Here's
fucking
your
terrible.
medal, yeah. Well, I've noticed since we've started talking about this, our viewership has dropped off a lot.
They present them in
That's
like the
fine,
same
though.
ceremony though, where it's like, all right, sir, you got shot 37 times. Here's yours, and sir, you sprained your ankle playing basketball in camp. Here's your purple.
Wow.
Are we at zero viewers now, or how many?
No. We're pretty consistent because I'm watching the viewer count on my phone too. So
okay,
we're steady.
I'm not saying it to like, oh, let's stop, because I'm having a good time talking about this. Like, it's kind of one of those subjects you feel like it's wrong to make fun of, but at the same time, there's so much material there.
There's that whole like, there's some people who are like, you can't make fun of it if you don't understand it. And to me, it's like, no, that's literally not it. Anybody can make fun of anything, in my personal opinion.
Yeah.
And there's also a reason why I always make jokes about myself too, because like, guys, you can fucking make fun of me too, because I'm aware of a lot of my flaws.
Yeah, being self-aware is there's like everybody, like I just said, everybody should make fun of themselves because it's just such a gold mine.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
If you, and plus they're usually pretty relatable jokes.
Well, say that again, BJ.
I said I'm perfect. I'm perfect in every way.
I don't know. You have a ginger beard. That's a pretty flawed thing. Right there.
I suck with facial hair. It used to be all worse.
Oh, look at this is patchy as fuck. It turns red. I'm not judging.
Yeah.
When last week, or was it week before, you said your facial hair is rad to me. I slept so good that night when you told me that.
That's all I want for,
God,
for you to sleep well. Whatever it takes.
Listening to December on repeat.
Meanwhile, I'm up crying myself to sleep.
Dude, I'm gonna set Neck Deep's December to my alarm so I wake up sad. So just set the mood every day.
Can you imagine?
No. Anyways, let's,
Oh, that's
I mean,
depressing.
I already wake up sad every day.
dude.
I'm already
That's enough for you.
sad.
I'm already sad. Might as well get up.
Oh man.
Oh, what are you hitting us with now?
This.
It's December. That's
No. If we play this, we're definitely gonna get flagged for copyright.
I'm not gonna play it.
Wake me up in December.
I just want to look at the lyrics.
Neck Deep is a pop punk band, and they have this song called December. It's about wishing your ex well because they've moved on, you can't. Yeah, sorry, I should not have brought that up. When did that? By the way, when did you guys split? I'm
A
sorry.
week ago or so.
Oh, God.
It was.
The wound
sad
is
timing.
fresh. The Russian is cut.
It's one of those. You ever just end a relationship and you're like, I really have nothing against you, and I don't think you have anything against me, but every time I see you being happy and I'm dying inside, I kind of want to drive into oncoming traffic.
Yes.
Is it you posted something like that about you want to drive into a semi? I'm like, I kind of wanted to message you, but I'm like, he's done this so many times. I'm like, I think it's just joking.
It's never a cry for help or anything when I post that stuff. I think it.
Yeah, but the one time it is, and then all of a sudden, he's
Local
gone.
man drives into semi.
Yeah.
Oh, he's.
If I ever drive into an oncoming traffic, that was completely accidental because I didn't take care of my car. But that's,
What kind of car do you got? I didn't see what you pulled up in.
it's a Nissan Altima. It's a good car.
So you're doing okay.
Oh, yeah.
It'll be a few years before you
yeah.
decide to start swerving.
I just got new tires on it, so I really can't afford to drive in oncoming traffic intentionally. Those were expensive.
Well, good thing you're here because we're about to look up all the breakup songs.
Screw it.
Mm-hmm.
Love the way. I didn't know that was a
19
Oh, yeah, Kathy's
60?
Clown. Yeah, Kathy's Clown. Everybody knows that one.
top. How is that top?
I'm going to interrupt this by saying that Joe Rogan just streamed the episode with Wiz Khalifa.
Oh, God.
Remember him?
God.
All right, let's keep going. Remember him?
Oh God.
Ugh. You know what would be fun to see live, I think, would be T-Pain. Like you said, he sings well without auto-tune.
Not to circle us back, but have you ever watched that Don Shipley's videos on YouTube? The guy used to be a Navy SEAL, and so he busts people who fake being Navy SEAls. But he calls them on the phone, and but he's like an old guy, and he's like, "You fucking piece of shit," and he just goes off on these people.
I know the
it's fucking
name.
great.
I've never seen the videos though.
I enjoy seeing the face-to-face thing when they go out in public.
Yeah.
Well, no,
like,
because this guy does
if you notice things like off about the uniform, like where the thing's on the wrong side or some shit like that.
And I don't get me wrong. If I see some dude who's like, let's say I go to a bar one night and I see somebody like that, I'm probably gonna I'm gonna walk up to him and probably just be like, just give him shit.
Just a little bit.
I'm never gonna be
yeah.
like stolen valor. I'm more gonna be like, hey man, your herpes medication's in.
Just gonna be like, bro, come on,
Yeah.
come on.
And then if he doesn't get it, that just proves you right because he's like, what? I'm soldier. Mm-hmm. Are you? And just toss out a question that he should know.
And that's something that people always. That's usually what people do. They're like, oh yeah, did you get your? And they'll use some fucking acronym that
the jargon.
Yeah. And and that's fine. But careless whisper, Maggie May.
Wham.
Yeah. This guy just does it because he like people. He's basically like a fact checker. Like so, like people apply for like high level jobs, pretending to be Navy SEAL or something. He'll be like, "Hey, yo, can you check into this?" But then he like YouTubes himself busting them. It's fucking hilarious.
I wish I had a friend who could like look up what people actually did because I've seen people like this all the time. Where it's like, yeah, I did. Most people are honest.
You can get the information.
Yes and no. You can
Freedom of Information Act.
You can get some information, but
you have to like put in a request.
And you also have to like because you can't necessarily get what their full job was a lot of the times, which sucks because like some dude can act like, yeah, I see combat every day, and turns out, dude, you worked in supply. Like, there's nothing wrong with that, but jeez. How low is your self-esteem to like just make up what you did?
Number 10.
They played that.
I love that song.
They played that as they carried her casket away on her funeral. Yeah, well, everybody dies.
How many years sober is she now?
Yeah. How many years is your computer just shut off?
It probably was just because it's
Did you try turning it off and on again?
no activity.
IT joke.
Did it? Are we still going?
Yeah, man.
Oh, okay.
That was just that monitor, probably just no activity on it, so it just.
The sign.
Oh, is that one?
You don't need to see what we're looking up over here.
I'm looking at it right now.
Oh, the
Too late to apologize.
Oh, I thought you meant my monitor.
What?
Hey, 5 people. That's
Wait,
not bad.
apologize isn't about a breakup though. I don't think.
It's not.
Isn't
Or
it?
is that a different one? Scroll down so I can see the artist. Oh, that's a different.
Silverstein did a cover of that. That really is really good.
Every time I hear Silverstein, I think of that one poet dude who like wrote those.
Shel Silverstein?
Shel
That's what
Silverstein.
The band is
It's named
the
after.
best.
Oh, nice.
It's named after.
And I mean, a
Boys
lot
to
of people make fun of me for liking them, but I'm like, fuck you.
Man, fuck them. Silverstein's rad.
Blame it on the weather.
But
Dude, I'll sing the whole fucking thing right now. All right, so what's number one? We Belong. Get the fuck out of here. That's the number one breakup song.
According to Billboard.
First of all, the number one breakup song belongs to Taylor Swift with "We Are Never Ever Ever Getting Back Together."
Yes.
Not Mariah.
ever getting back together.
That was a beautiful harmony, guys. I heard it.
Are
everywhere.
we in trouble here with the cameras?
Nah, bro.
Okay. Well, I hope not, because we are sitting on 0 visibility.
Are we really?
What are you talking about?
I thought it said 5 before.
I can't see anything on the camera.
Oh, you mean the black thing? I was thinking people seeing us.
Whoa.
Can anybody actually see us? Can you guys comment?
Yeah, I think that laptop's just...
Oh,
You probably have to refresh since
Yeah,
it's trying to go
probably.
to sleep or something.
you know, I should know this.
Don't refresh the page.
What do you want me to do? Just reload? Oh. No, I'm not going to reload.
Yeah, so just let it go because it's still fine.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like I'm looking at the screen at all. You can still see comments, I think.
Yeah, we're still going. We're good.
Hey, guys. Sorry
My
for
bad.
the brief, thinking we had technical difficulties.
That's just me because I always have the stream up on my phone so I can see if something's happening. But
Yeah, I just looked at it too. We're
yeah,
okay.
no, you're fine.
I feel like your entire podcast should just be dudes or everybody looking at the video of themselves on their phones while, like, trying to talk.
Yeah, well, I know some podcasts like that, so. You know, the one that we were talking about before, we don't have to be friends with them, but I would definitely consider, like, hey, just see what you got going. Hey, you keep going, little slugger.
You want to come on ours?
Just, yeah, pretty, like make up, not like a partnership, but like
you want to come on
a
ours?
nice camaraderie of like, okay, because no one else is doing this shit in Fondy.
Yeah.
You guys can air your grievances together.
Oh, I don't even have any.
Regarding what?
You can just do it without saying who it is. You can just tell them the story.
Jeez.
It's fun.
One time on somebody's status, they put something about how Christmas should not be about how much you need to spend to impress your loved ones. Then I said, it's not. You don't have to. It's like he kind of is insinuating also that America was like this corporate monster. It's like you don't have to buy into that. Your loved ones will love you regardless of what you get them.
You always have a choice.
And yes, the choice is there. And he did not believe that. And somebody commented that maybe he doesn't need to fucking talk. Like, came after me. And my whole point the whole time was, I'm like, dude, I'm just making a point to show that you have a choice and you don't have to blame something on somebody else. And finally, it ended with me saying, look, I don't even know you. I don't even know why we're having this argument. So I'm just going to say sorry and I'm going to back out.
Yeah.
He ended up saying sorry too, but in a really underhanded way. And he lives around here, so I see him semi-regularly. And when we do, it's not awkward, but it's not the best feeling.
Yeah.
I nodded at him one time in public, and he kind of was like that. So... But he is now starting a podcast. He had one a couple years ago, and he's bringing it back now, and it's got some traction to it now. And with being the only people that kind of do this in the city, and now some other people are coming up, I would like us to be in good standing with each other.
I get it. No, I did last winter. I had for the first time seen like that stuff I used to post on Facebook. Stuff I still post on Facebook has started to kind of reduce my image with some people I used to go to high school with and stuff. I was at a wedding a while back, and I saw a girl who I was friends with back in high school. I'm like, hey, how's it going? She's like, oh, hey, and that was all the conversation we had that entire time. And I'm like, that's kind of odd. It's like, oh yeah, well, it's kind of because the anti-Wells stuff and other things you tend to sometimes say on social media. I'm like, and I'm finding out more and more that most people who I went to high school with tend to kind of agree with me a lot of times. There's like two camps. There's the ones who are still now in the Wells and like they're working for it and stuff like that. And then there's the ones who have gone into the real world and they're like, yeah, we didn't learn a lot of valuable lessons in high school because they skipped out of things.
Yeah.
And that's the big grievance I have with that. And
it always makes me jealous to hear like about some of the stuff that these guys did.
In school?
Cars. You guys have autos. What the shit? That's
yeah.
awesome.
We had a lot of
How
cool classes.
awesome would it have been to know how to change a tire at 15?
right?
Right.
I was the editor for my school newspaper.
Yeah.
On my truck.
I did write about his truck.
There you go. Look at that.
They wouldn't let me
They
air
don't
the
have shit like
unedited
that in WLA.
No,
Are
they
you
didn't.
kidding me? It's like if you weren't playing a sport, you were irrelevant.
Yeah.
Springs was the same way. It was,
Oh,
it
yeah.
was terrible.
Yeah, but you guys had some money, so.
Yeah, all the money went to sports.
Sports, yeah.
Like literally, my programming class was using Apple IIe computers.
You guys had a programming class. Actually, no, WLA has gotten
Taught
better
by a
with some of
nun.
its classes.
Who was like 90,000 years old.
What if we tried using C++? She hits you with a ruler.
We only know basic here.
No, I agree with you on the whole like the standing. Back when I would post pretty shocking shit. And I stopped right around when I met you, but that's because somebody like found me on the street and confronted me. And he says, I want to fucking hit you right now because of how awful of a person you are. And it was the day of the Ariana Grande bombing.
Oh.
And I posted something that said that my song's The Bomb. And he kind of fucking freaked out. And it was really embarrassing because it was on Main Street. And a lot of people like started to we had like a crowd of like 3, 4, 5 people. And some guy, I knew it was really bad when some guy pulled his phone out and was recording it. I'm like,
jeez. Nobody's ever done that for me. Usually what happens if people like kind of keep their distance, we'll talk about something else because we could still talk and be decent people.
Yeah.
Or I have a lot of people who are like, yeah, he's not wrong.
yeah, well, that's good for you. I've had people straight up with like, you're a piece of shit now. I'm like, cause I like to make people laugh in bad situations.
Yeah.
Like, sorry. I mean, we all know the joke that I told that got me through my last breakup.
Oh yeah, it was a good one.
I'm not gonna say it on camera
fine.
because it's got a really, really, really bad word in it. But we, no, we're not. Don't turn it off.
No,
Oh wait, can you do that again?
What?
There was this one time where I did tell a story about a post I did.
Do you want me to?
And we cut the mics out, and
Oh,
all
yeah.
you see is me doing hand gestures.
Oh, yeah, we can
and,
do that
like-
again. We can definitely do that again.
All right, do it.
All right.
Cut it. Like one name's Black. That's that. I'm like. You're like fucking.
All right, mics are back on.
really
Mics are
hope
back
this-
on, so you know.
Okay, and that's what really. She was really quiet for like a month, and she's like, "I don't want to be with you anymore." like, and it was so good, and I'm not joking. I looked right at her when I said it. I said, "I would name him that," and I heard someone drop their fork. Like it was the whole. The dad went, "Ha!" And then the brother just kind of was like, nice. And then the sister was like, you're a piece of shit. The brother, or the boyfriend of the sister didn't say anything. So I think he wanted to laugh. But like, anyways, that's the kind of shit that I was getting in trouble for. And that was this past year, actually.
So something like this kind of, well, it wasn't quite like that, but it was literally everyone was silent and I heard people gasp when I said it, sort of thing for me. And don't worry,
I'm
nothing.
excited.
So I was on the student government for my school this past year, which, God, I'm so glad I'm done with that. Just a lot of entitled kids who think like,
Gross.
they think that because, like, for example, they're progressive or, you know, they think differently a little bit, they're, you know, they have views that suddenly are more important than other people's views. I'm kind of saying that wrong, but just kind of getting the point across. So eventually there was a kid who came on to this student senate thing, and we found out that he was a Nazi. And so throughout this entire time, we were doing this big job. We were trying to push for money to get allocated for us to build a new gym. And I like the idea of a new gym because UW Stout's gym is like 70 years old and has been updated since then and all this other stuff. And, you know, I think it would be a good idea. And I had been pushing for this very hard. Most people agreed with me. You know, everybody was kind of on the same page. And then this kid comes in, and he starts talking about how, like, we shouldn't be doing that, blah, 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 blah. And at one point, this kid posted a Nazi manifesto, essentially, for what the New World Government should be. And I am not somebody who calls a person a Nazi, like, as if, oh, you disagree with me, you're a fascist, you're a Nazi. No, this kid was straight up. You read this thing, it was things like, sex is strictly for procreation. Men and women should not be allowed to masturbate, and like other things like that. Marijuana should be wiped off the face of the earth.
Hell yeah.
Just all these other things like that. And, oh God, this is my favorite one. We're not racist, but every racial demographic should be with its own kind. So, repatriation of African American individuals back to Liberia. Non-German peoples back to the earth. But they're like, but we're not racist because we don't hate the Jews. That there was a full paragraph devoted to how they are not anti-Semitic.
Was this kid like 23?
This
or
kid
20,
is like
22?
20.
Oh man.
So so this is the second to last meeting of the semester. I thought it was the last one at first, so I was kind of, I'm not gonna lie.
Were they reading this at the meeting?
This was something, because technically...
Oh, he posted this on Facebook?
This is freedom of speech. This is something he posted to his group.
Oh.
There's like 6 people in this group.
Okay.
So it's not... So don't be afraid for like the world, because there's 6 sick puppies. But this... So, this is something that most of us knew about, but like, we weren't gonna... You couldn't do anything about it, because again, this is freedom of speech.
Yeah.
And that's... I respect the freedom
He's
of
not
speech.
actively doing
he's
anything.
not really hurting
I
anybody.
still would have hit him.
But
Punch your local
basically
Nazi.
what happened was at one point he's like, because we had done a vote for the school and like 10% of the school voted, but the 10% that voted was overwhelmingly for the most significant changes to the gym, which is like A, B, C, or D, and C was the most changes. Pretty much everybody voted for that. And he's like, well, I think what we did was cute, but clearly we didn't get all the student input. It wouldn't be fair for us to be making decisions, blah 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 blah. And I was pissed off, but I was also kind of having fun with it by this point, because again, I kind of assumed this was my last meeting. So before that, I had said that the board of regents of my school could suck my dick if they disagreed with it, and so that brought some laughter more than anything, because usually I've said things before, like I said, I am more than aware of the works of Nina Hartley a few months earlier when we were discussing something that had happened at another college. So, like, I tend to make jokes like that sometimes on the line. I completely stepped over the line with that one, and I regretted it. It was I called it a Tourette's moment, because I didn't mean to say it. I just said something stupid. But then this kid said that, and I'm like, you know what? I had made a bet with somebody earlier that night that I could call him mein Führer at some point during the meeting and get away with it. So I'm like, well, now I have my motivation.
Yeah.
So I said to text this person, I'm like, get ready to buy me lunch. And I said to the person next to me, I'm like, yep, this is what I'm going to say. And so half the people on the Senate knew I was going to say it beforehand. And like, there were people looking at me when I like signed in to be like, hey, I'd like to be put on the queue for voting.
Wait,
so,
was this in person?
This was in person.
Okay.
And so I'm like, well, first of all, mein Führer. And I started ripping him a new asshole. Like, and so then afterwards it'd also been 2.5 hours, so I stepped out of the room to go pee and step outside and realized I'm probably fired. And so I walked back in, and strangely enough, the meeting was over.
Empty room?
People were leaving.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, so I got a bunch of text messages from people over the night, like, I thank you for saying that, shit like that. The one person higher up was like, yeah, thank you. Like, I'm gonna have to reprimand you. I'm like, oh, I'm very aware of this. I was assuming I'd be fired. She's like, I can ask you to resign, but I can't fire you. I'm like, that's awesome. So the next week we had to get a class on professionalism. It was like 2 minutes long, and I just came up. I'm like, let's be honest, guys. There's an elephant in the room. We all know why we had to do this. That's on me. I did say things that were unprofessional, and if I made anyone's job more difficult, I am sorry for that. I can't apologize necessarily for the words I said, but they were stricken also from the minutes of the previous meetings, because obviously they were.
Yeah.
So it's like, I can't really apologize for that, but any damages caused by my words, I am truly sorry for. And so that was one of my most special moments ever.
Damn, dude. That's awesome. Yeah. I'm sure this person really appreciates your enthusiasm and boldness. Can you read that?
I can't.
Bottom.
Oh, God.
Did he retaliate at all?
Well, 2 things. I started walking in well-lit areas by the cops. And
yeah.
I tend to carry a gun in my car.
Okay.
I conceal carry, so I'm like I have all my permits and stuff. So I'm like, yeah, if he comes at me, I don't think he will. First of all, this individual, I think they were cross-eyed. And also, they weren't exactly the most athletic individual. And so if they were to come at me, I liked my odds. Yeah, that was the...
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, is this person trained in any form of combat or?
You're a 20-year-old
arts?
college kid.
I swear to God, just now you were gonna say twink or something.
No, God.
Twink.
I said, this guy's a twink.
Twink Nation. So.
He doesn't know about Twink Nation. I think that might even be pushing it. I've told only a few people about Twink Nation.
Oh.
But yeah, that was my special saying stupid things moment, and I don't know. It was. You ever have those moments where like you hate yourself and you're also kind of proud of yourself?
Almost
like,
every day.
I'm an idiot, but dang it, did that kind of feel good?
Almost every day at work, yes. So
My
I
entire
understand.
online persona is me hating
Your online persona is.
I think I've only really I can think of one time I crossed the line online. And that was when I made fun of a kid's dad who killed himself. But that's because he was being an asshole to like a bunch of, and like basically harassing people online. I was like, hey, why don't we tell your dad about this? Oh, wait. And some people were a fan of it and some people weren't.
Holy fuck.
I've definitely become more sensitive with age, where it's like, I'm not an old person, but like, I remember when I was in high school and I saw a kid who was just posting on Facebook because he was just angry about his parents' divorce and stuff like that. It's just his way of venting now that I look back on it. But there came a point where I wrote him like a paragraph comment telling him to just get over it.
Aww.
And I still wish I could walk up to this kid and just be like, dude, that was so terrible of me.
Give him a hug.
I was a bad person back then.
Was he somebody in your class?
Not in my class, but he did go to WLA. And obviously I'm not going to name names.
Sure,
or
yeah,
anything,
don't
but-
do that. Yeah.
Yeah. But there were a few classes beneath me, and I just, that was terrible.
Do you want me to top that?
Fucking BJ.
Senior year of high school, trying to be cool when I transferred to Fondy, I somewhat bullied an autistic kid. Looking back, I'm not proud of that. And if I saw this kid on the street, I'd be like, hey man, I'm sorry.
It's a good thing that door's still open.
But, good point. But, man, sometimes you just look back and you're like, I was a fucking asshole.
Yeah.
Yeah?
And I think that's part of growing up, too, where it's just like, yeah, I am a terrible person.
Yeah. It wasn't like mean, but like I didn't like hit him. It was more just like, hey man, we hanging out this week, like kind of just like getting under his skin. It was like the worst kind, but it wasn't, or not the worst kind, but it was like the kind of not great. Caleb's Google cyberbullying.
Googling cyberbullying to make sure he's okay.
I love that one tweet from what was it, Tyler the Creator or whatever, where he's like, how's cyberbullying even real, man? Just close the laptop and walk away.
That's exactly it. That they say that a lot of like anxiety and self-deprecation nowadays is due to the fact that when you would go to school and get bullied or do bullying, it would just end that day when you got home, and now you carry it with you.
Yep.
I kind of agree with that.
I can believe that.
Yeah.
I think so. I'm addicted to social media to it. Like, I'm not gonna lie about that. I love posting to Facebook, and I know I get a little bit of like when I get like those 20 plus people liking a post I make. I know I feel like, oh my goodness, this is kind of good. I think it is like the serotonin or whatever that helps.
Yeah.
Whatever. That's or dopamine. Okay.
Whatever. Yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
I feel it at the same point, like what I was saying with like seeing. I hate Facebook. Like when I see my ex on like Instagram, and I'm just like, crap.
When she's got the booty pic where she's putting it on the sink and just looking back at you,
I
like
dated a fitness model.
Oof.
Yes.
you can stop shaking.
I know.
No, don't
Have some
stop
soda.
Good.
Or the memory,
some
like
wiper
Facebook
fluid.
memory pops up where it was like 2 years ago. Oh, I was happy.
Yeah, I look. Oh
Thanks,
my goodness.
Facebook.
No, it was. I had the morning where I woke up after we had broken up, and she was still with me. She was still my background photo on my phone.
Oh.
Yeah, my phone got thrown. I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't need to see that first thing in the morning.
I like physically feel ill when I see shit like that.
Yep.
Yeah. I was going back to what you said. I'm not trying to change subject,
that's
but
fine.
what you said about how this comes up fairly often on here. But when you're scrolling and like you get like those little dopamine things, not just from when you post something and get a reaction, but when you're also going through the feed and you seeing things that either interest you or make you upset. Like, dude, I can't tell you how many times I'll scroll something, well, this person's happy, fuck them. Bullshit. And as I put the phone down, I'm like, well, I just need to see one thing that makes me feel okay. And you just get worse and worse and worse. And going to what you said, how like you're addicted to posting to social media, like I used to be. I can go like a day or two without it now. But I used to be like, so I have to post something shocking like every day. Whereas like if you think you're addicted and you think that like it's your drug and it's like your cigarette, like, oh, I need to post because it's been a while. He's like Scarface with when he dips his nose in the mountain of Coke and you just see it going down. Because he does something like every 5 minutes. Dude. But it's all good. It's like 90% all good.
I don't know if
every now and then you post something, I'm like, well, that's not that great.
It's mostly memes. But
yeah.
I don't know if you're in that Facebook group. It's like what's happening in Fond du Lac or whatever, but it's like where most people go to complain. But I posted something in there last night, and I got like 100 reactions to it, and I was like, fuck yeah.
Dude, yeah, just dick is so fucking hard over
I was
it.
so fucking torqued.
Dude, yeah.
I commented on an Onion article one time, and I think I got like 300 likes on my comment, and I was like, thank you.
Bro. You want to hear this? I saw a dope ass meme like last year or the year before, and I was like, "This is funny. I want to share it," but that on private. So I'm like, "Fucking!" I just saved it and I reposted it. Over 50,000 shares.
What?
It went fucking viral, and all I did was steal it from somebody. It was the Name a Better. It was like the Kardashian. And it was like Name a Better Trio, and then it was the fucking animals from Homeward Bound.
Oh, what?
That was it. All I did was and I'm like,
that's just heartwarming.
it was beautiful. And I've been in a deep depression ever since until I can reach that again.
Yeah, you can't reach a high. That's why these meme pages exist, because some dude did that one time. He's like, I have to get that high again.
I gotta fucking get it.
Well,
I need my fix.
Caleb doesn't like when I bring this up, but I feel like this is a good enough time to bring it up anyway. The time that I got 30,000 views on one of my podcasts.
I don't mind when you bring this up.
Holy cow.
I was there for that.
Well, I used to bring it up.
We had over 150 concurrent viewers for over an hour.
Was it like a Twitch stream or like?
No, it was on Facebook.
No, it was on here.
Holy crap.
It got enough views to the point where they put it in a bigger group, and then then it got pushed towards more promoting, and eventually we had 150, like you said, people at once.
Yeah.
And then it would go
It spiked
up and
at
down.
It spiked at like 180 concurrent viewers for a while.
Yeah, but we also had a girl on, so I mean that helps.
Well, I mean,
Yeah, we ended up with 29,000 views, and then within an hour after it was up
climbed
at
up to
31,000. Yeah.
yeah,
that's awesome.
yeah,
It was neat.
it exists, but like it. Ever
Lightning in a
since
bottle
then,
once.
yeah. Ever since then, like, if I'll probably never, I might get there again someday because she is talking to me again. So,
Boom.
yeah, pissed her off a little bit because we're friends, and friends sometimes get on each other's nerves. And I decided to go for big air, called her something that I shouldn't have, and didn't hear from her for about a month. But she's good. We're good now. And these two boys are trying to try their hand at, a little bit of romance.
One of us is.
Me?
I'm trying to fuck you. I don't know what I'm talking about.
You had this yet?
No.
It's fucking gross.
It looks gross.
It's 50 flavors.
It's like the flavor.
It's a flavor of each state.
It's like a flavor of a popsicle from an ice cream truck.
I don't think it's that good.
PJ's face. Just yuck.
It's like, and the fucking price went up, so it's not even worth trying now.
Speaking of ice cream trucks, you ever like look back and you're like, man, remember that ice cream guy that was really nice to me that always came through the neighborhood? And then you look back and like, he wanted to fuck me. That was the problem.
Well,
I can guarantee this. No person ever looked at me as a kid and thought, yeah, I'd bone that. I mean, they were more, especially I was a fat kid, so I'm harder. What's up?
Did you go to like church or anything?
Yeah, I was Lutheran.
Yeah, people wanted to bone you. They were wearing the white cloaks.
Cloaks.
Or whatever the hell they're called.
Oh my god.
Gown.
The white gown.
I found my graduation gown the other day from WLA.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, I was at a grad party and they had actually walked their graduation for college. Mm-hmm. I didn't. I fucking didn't walk I got it in the mail. The last day, you know what I did my last day of college? My last fucking day of college, I got out of school at like 1 in the afternoon, and I ended up, I'm like, I'm going to celebrate by myself. I went to Subway and I got my favorite sub. And that's what I fucking did. And then I went home and I think I probably took a nap and then played video games.
See,
That's what I did on my last day of college.
I'm with, I don't know, college or?
College?
Oh, okay.
High school? I'll tell you, the last day of high school, fucking gave a couple people hugs. Got a tiny bit emotional because I'm like, I'm an only child. But my cousins told me, they're like, listen, when your friends tell you, you better fucking talk to me after high school. It's true. Like, you will separate. And I didn't think that would happen. But I got a little emotional, gave some hugs.
Yeah.
And I think David Hardy was like, you coming over after school? I'm like, let me go to the bathroom. Or not to the bathroom, but let me go home first. I'm just gonna, like, get some crap and then come over. I think I went home and then, like... I think I went through the drive-through McDonald's by myself, and I just remember I'm like, I'm not going anywhere. I'm like, I had like this existential moment where I sat in the parking lot for like an hour just looking. I still remember the exact spot, and I just kind of looked out onto the highway, and I'm just like, I don't know. I was going to go to Marine Park next year, but I'm like, and all of a sudden I got a call, and it's David Hardy. He's like, dude, you're a half hour late. I'm like, oh, fuck, I'm sorry. And then it was like every single time we'd ever hung out, and we just played video games. I'm like, I think this is the last time. And sure enough, like we've gotten together since then, but it was at his parents' house at the time too. So like now he's got his own place with his wife and his dogs and his child, and like it definitely was significant.
Yep.
But like it wasn't anything special. It was just I felt a difference. But for fucking college, I was like, fuck this. I don't need a party. I don't need a robe or a gown. And I had high honors, too. I got a gold cord. You know what? You don't even get those. You have to buy it from the fucking bookstore for $10.
Yep.
And anybody could. It wasn't like you had to show a transcript.
What level of narcissism, right? It's just...
Yeah. Well, it's like the sword. It's like, like years ago, my friend, you know Malcolm Kino?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, you have to buy it. I'm not getting that damn thing. I think at the time he's like, it was $400, and that was 10 years ago, so they jacked it.
Yeah. So
and yeah, but like you said, $600. I'm like, oh, they don't give you a gold cord. I had to buy one, and then I realized that. Get the fuck out of here! Don't look at some of those.
Yes. Oh.
I can't tell this is being shown
look at my
podcast
Twitter
or not.
handle. Hey, go back. Go back. Just click the back button.
Oh no! Hold on. What?
Go back to that picture.
At tits.
Titties and cheese. All right, let's see. Who else can we find? Look at all these other
There he
people.
is.
Oh yeah,
Isn't that Paul Scheer?
Must be.
I keep trying to tweet and send him messages. I'm like, dude, give me some money.
Why? Just because you have the same name?
It's this exact.
I'm
Do
your
we-
long lost brother.
We look the same. Not really.
No, not at all.
No.
You still have hair.
You're only the first couple of results. Look at this fucking chungus.
He's like a semi-pro baseball player, though.
Oh,
What's a chungus?
That's like the side by side. Not Mitch, the baseball player. It's like a side by side comparison of like.
Here's what.
That's like glow up.
Hey, that's what I would have looked like if I had tried.
Yeah.
Glow up.
Glow up is real.
Dude, no. The fucking picture you sent me were my model face.
Oh, dude.
I didn't even try on that one. I look spectacular.
I was trying to find a picture of like from your yearbook. But I couldn't.
Fuck, my yearbook is so bad. Where it says I only have 2 moods. I think you actually like that one.
Oh yeah. So
There are only 2 moods.
Blue
I'm not trying to
steel.
find
gay
it.
and big gay.
Gay and very. The big gay, yeah. I'm gonna find it. Yeah. This fucking picture. Mr. Handsome. With no. I don't have any fucking neck on that one.
His face on.
What are you? Yeah, I was gonna say that's what I look like in this picture. Look at it. I don't have any fucking neck.
Big chungus.
Big chungus. What the fuck is
This
this?
is Big Chungus.
Chungus.
You don't know what Big Chungus is?
No.
It's a meme.
It's an old version of Bugs.
It's a
It's a fat version of Bugs. He's a big chungus.
Ew.
Oh, I like this one.
I don't like Triggered.
I like this one.
My name's Bug.
Patton Oswalt, the comedian, has a bit about. He's like, I'm not just fat. I'm B-word fat, where you can hear it when I say the letter B. I bought the bracelet at Burks and Briggles. And then this fucking Ugandan knuckles. That was honestly
That was the stupidest meme ever.
Ugandan knuckles.
I wanted it to die
You ever
immediately.
seen Polish Jerry?
that the
from
duck?
Tom and Jerry. No, type in Polish Jerry. That was actually funny to me because I get it.
Videos?
The what?
Where the guy is like a pet duck, and it'll like keep quacking, but like, Jerry, I'm trying to fucking sleep. It's just him yelling at the duck.
No.
Oh, this one.
I actually like Polish Jerry. I think it's
It's
funny.
Italian Spider-Man though.
What the hell?
You've never seen Italian Spider-Man?
No.
Can you Google
I knew
Italian
this.
Spider-Man?
I knew this fucking podcast. It's not devolving, but it's going into memes.
Oh yeah.
Hey man,
Oh,
we gotta give the
Sophie's in.
people what
Hey,
they
Sophie. I gotta give a shout out to Sophie.
Italian
What's up, Sophie?
Spider-Man.
I'm going to see Godzilla tomorrow with her.
Oh nice.
Yeah. What the
It's Italian
shit?
Spider-Man, dude.
Oh, weird.
That's beautiful.
It's making me uncomfortable.
It's actually not a real movie.
Oh, okay.
It's like a parody, but Japanese Spider-Man is real, and it's fucking
Can
amazing.
you type in Japanese Spider-Man when you're ready?
Oh man.
Japanese Spider-Man, he has like a car, like a bat car, but
Spider
for
car?
Spider-Man, and he like
A spider
fights robots and aliens and shit. It's weird.
He's basically a Power Ranger.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That doesn't look. That looks like the real Spider-Man was ripped off from him.
Can I just say that the eyes are kind of racist, even though Japanese?
Is he
people make
fighting? Is he fighting Megazord right there?
it with like a chainsaw or something?
Holy shit! That's. Whoa.
That's-
That's
I
a
didn't-
cool looking villain.
I didn't think
though.
I need to see that image, but yes, I need to see that.
That's a cool villain. I don't know what
pretty
that is. Is that like Skull Raptor or something?
Who knows?
I just made that up. So.
Skull Fox.
Skull Fox. That's awesome.
Ox,
Cubone.
He says she's here, just here for the memes, so we're doing it.
I saw that. Yeah.
Mitch's memes.
Mitch's
Okay, that
bitches.
thing's hook is just one of those candy canes you get at Christmas with. M&Ms in it.
It's cut up a little
It's, like,
bit. Yeah.
to the end, so it's,
Dude, okay, are you guys, is anyone at this table even excited for Godzilla?
Yes.
No.
no.
Okay.
Extremely excited.
For
I'll
real?
see it.
Yes.
Okay, so like, I kind of rewatched the original last night,
So
and what I
good.
mean by rewatching is I fast forwarded all the parts that didn't have monsters.
Oh, so you had a 20-minute movie.
What
Godzilla appears less than 10 minutes in the movie.
Yeah.
A total screen time.
the Bryan Cranston?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Now the thing is, Gareth Edwards, who did that, isn't doing this one. However, the guy who's doing this one promised years ago. He goes, we are only going to have monster action. There's not going to be any fucking. There's going to be like some dialogue to break it up. But it's Mothra's. He's fighting Mothra, King Ghidorah, which is the three-headed dragon, and Rodan, which is like fucking Pteranodon or some shit. But like, I'm so excited for it. Like, I watched a couple of previews. I've seen a lot of the old ones, the old Toho ones. Like, to see it all redone in today's animation, it's just like I was big into dinosaurs when I was a kid. And I used to tell people, I'm like, I'm going to be a paleontologist. And they're like, I don't know what that word means. And I called them an ignorant dick.
Uncultured swine.
Yeah, I was saying uncultured swine when I was, 5. But dude, I would dig up dinosaur bones in my fucking sandbox. I remember my dad gave me an old fishing box, a tackle box. It was made out of like tin or some shit.
Okay.
And I remember I had like 5 Sacagawea dollars, and I'm like, this is gold. So I threw it in there and I buried it in my sandbox. And I'm like, I invited all the neighborhood kids to come over. I'm like, you guys try to find it. And they're like looking around. My backyard was empty except for my sandbox, and all the sand was in the middle because the box was like this fucking big. And they're like, is it right here? I'm like, well, no. And I remember crying because I promised them the gold, but I didn't think they'd find it. So I'm like, you can't have it. And they like argue with him to get it back. What you looking up? Oh, paleontology.
Paleontology.
Yeah, dude, dinosaur bones.
Yeah.
Let me see what the.
It's Jackie Chan from
Dinosaurs aren't real.
Jackie Chan Adventures. The animated
What?
series.
Jackie Chan.
I love that series. It's
Yep.
so good.
Yep.
One more thing.
The Talismans.
Yeah, the
Did
Talismans.
did that show ever properly end, or was it one of those things where the season never just
I
continued?
want to feel like it didn't properly end, but it was a WB Kids animated show,
Mm-hmm.
so I mean,
Do you remember Los Luchadores?
yes.
Yeah.
I'm thinking Mucha Lucha, my
Rey
bad.
Mysterio.
Oh. Wait, are you thinking WWF stuff?
No. There's a show where there was like luchadors, and they
Mucha Lucha.
would fight crime
I think I
Okay.
know.
for like a season, and they fought against like a dog in a robot suit.
Okay.
Kinda weird.
I think I know what you're talking about.
I know what Mucha Lucha was, though. I was there. I wasn't really a WB kid. I was more of a Cartoon Network guy.
See, I didn't have cable.
Oh,
so
okay.
We
Yeah, bitch.
peasants dealt with Dragon Tales and Static Shock.
Right with you there, brother.
Static Shock.
Mitch over there with his fucking gold-plated TV.
Here I am, lucky.
Okay.
I
Let me tell you-
channels, bitches.
I was just happy to get home in time for Wishbone.
Girl, I was all about Arthur Timothy Reed, okay?
Yep.
Dude, Ratburn being
Yep.
gay. You see that fucking meme of Ratburn when it was scrolling through? Or no, it said yeah, we gay, keep scrolling. And it was someone fucking photoshopped a gun in his hand. It was like, keep scrolling. What do we got? Cartoon Network, Nickelodeon. I actually didn't like Nickelodeon because it felt to me, I didn't want to grow up. I still don't. But it felt like Nickelodeon was kind of like too mature for me. That's how I felt.
Fairly Odd Parents and SpongeBob was too
SpongeBob,
mature.
Jimmy Neutron.
Jimmy Neutron was so, any show where the kid had a girlfriend or when they had a love interest, I couldn't do it. I don't know why. I was like, ew, gross. But like all Cartoon Network, I always watch Ed, Edd n Eddy. They just tried to get candy. That's like, I'm all down for that. I have a sugar
allowed to
addiction
watch
anyway.
That's true.
PBS Kids all the way. Avatar. I've
Avatar.
never
Oh my
watched
God.
Avatar.
Who said- who said that?
100% PBS kid.
Kia.
Kia, yeah, Avatar. One of the greatest shows I ever
That's
saw.
Heard that
what I
movie's real
hear.
good.
It was the.
Oh, the M. Night Shyamalan.
I'm Shyamalan.
Shyamalan.
Let's not bring that
Oh, Black
evil
Betty.
man.
I'm not Shyamalan.
Well, I enjoy like certain cartoons now. Like I've gone back and watched stuff that I've never seen. Yeah, that's mine. So
keep
nice
playing
try.
with it.
You can play with it.
No, I mean, I keep it keeps distracting me.
That was a gift for
That was
me.
me with the
I'm
air
gonna.
freshener.
It's not like I'm gonna step on it.
It happened that I bought this. Well, I didn't buy it the same day, but I brought it over the day of that they gave that to me, and then this isn't really a gift. This is just gonna hang here somewhere.
Okay.
But I was all I cared about was like Ed, Edd n Eddy. Oh, like Kids Next Door.
Oh, Kids Next Door. Yep,
Yeah.
that was a good show.
And then, I look back on it and like everybody's like, oh, the fucking 90s. I'm like, no, fuck the 90s. Bad animation. And I'm a 90s kid all the way. I'm anti-90s. I hated it. I was
Dexter's
so
Lab
bored.
was
How
90s
dare
though.
you? 90s Spider-Man
First
cartoon.
Harambe, now this.
Amazing.
Oh, Batman and Superman Adventures.
Yes. So many good
there were
cartoons
some
and
pretty good
superhero
shows
shows.
back then.
Oh my god.
Okay, so there's this joke that when Game of Thrones ended, it said Game of Thrones season 1. It was a picture of a horse, and the back end of the horse was drawn like super, like it looked like it was art, like Van Gogh had painted
Okay.
it. And then it got worse as the seasons got. Season 6 was the shit. I don't care what anybody says. The final season was like it looked like somebody with Parkinson's drew the fucking head, and it was just all shaky. And and then it had a picture. It said Avatar. First episode, art. The last episode was just like the same. It was the same picture the whole way through, and that's what I've heard. I used to work with a really big Connor Rosell.
I shared
He's a
that meme.
big Avatar fan, and he wouldn't shut up about that show. It was only like 20 episodes.
No, it was 4 seasons. No,
Oh, really?
3. Was it 3?
I don't know if I watched
I don't know if they started with air, if they went straight to water, then water, earth, and fire. I think
Pinky
it
in the
was.
Brain.
Pinky in the Brain was okay.
Yeah, I watched all the Spielberg cartoons like Animaniacs. You know,
watched
he almost lost all his money doing that. Spielberg in the 90s, he funded all the WB, the Warner Brothers stuff.
Really?
Yeah, he almost lost all his Schindler's List money, all his Jurassic Park money, lost almost all that shit, all the E.T. shit, and he almost went bankrupt over that shit, and then finally he pulled out, and that's why most of the 90s cartoons ended
Makes
at
sense.
that point.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna bring a random one up. I love history, so there was one show I liked watching, Liberty's Kids. Anybody hear of it?
Yeah, I did. 3 seasons.
Okay.
I watched Liberty's Kids when it was on, but it kind of the animation kind of bothered me. The eyes were too beady.
That's fair. No, that's fair. I was just like, I don't know why. Me and my little brother would watch that like before school would start if we were lucky enough to wake up in time. Be like, hey, the show's on again! Yay!
Remember Hysteria?
Yes.
That I actually
That was a
liked.
weird show.
I liked it. I liked the weird acid trip animation. Like Ed, and Eddie was done in acid trip.
That's true. Yeah.
The creator even came up with it when he was on acid. He admitted it. I was friends with him for a while on Facebook, but he never responded.
Aw.
Yeah, Danny Antonucci, if you're watching this.
Kaya. Kia. Kaya.
It's Kia.
Kia. That's right. I was the one who said that.
I
Kia says she has Liberty Kids on DVD.
Why?
I don't know
What
this
a
Kia person.
what an investment.
It's
Sorry,
a
I'm not
good
talking
show.
shit. I'm sure it's fine. It just the beady little eyes bothered me. Like, dude, the colonists didn't look like that.
I don't know. I think most of the colonists were pretty white, except for the colonists who didn't want to be there. They
Kia, like the
Those
car.
are called slaves. Whoa.
yeah.
Whoa. Oh, dude, what you should have heard what I said when he came in here. I said, you know, when I first met you, you were short and awkward, and I'm like, yeah, you were just kind of a smart ass when I first met you, but now you're coming in like Jesse Smollett. The charges are dropped, and you're looking to get your dick sucked. and then I segued into the worst
my
segue. I said, I'm speaking of Jesse Smollett. Unlike Jesse Smollett, you're not black, and you got a girlfriend, and he goes, nope. Whoops.
It's all good, man.
Yeah, that was a really funny, awkward start to this. That's
Well,
for sure.
I didn't know.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I'm not exactly expecting you to Facebook stalk me. Don't worry.
I should have.
No, I didn't post anything about it. I think that was quietly conducted. I did feel weird though because like 3 days before I'd posted me annoying her, so I was like, well, people are gonna draw some conclusions with this one.
I saw the video. I'm like, oh look, he's goofing around with her, so he must be with her.
Yeah,
Sorry.
things that don't worry about it.
That's how I did the last breakup too. I didn't really talk about it until it was way done, and everyone's like, what happened?
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Yeah, man,
December happened.
And again, it's somebody I got nothing against, so I'm not gonna like make it. I'm not gonna dramatize it. I like social media a lot, but I'm not gonna post my personal BS on there for the most part. I kind of started doing that a little bit recently, but that was the whole WLA thing, and that was just me trying to figure things out, because WLA has just done some stupid stuff recently.
I have no clue about it. I have not had much contact with that school since I went there during Let's Celebrate, because I bid on one of the baskets and I won.
Oh, nice.
I got a trip to an orchestra. That was really cool. It was just in Oshkosh though, but it was a nice night out.
Is that considered a trip?
Went to me.
Yeah, all expense paid vacation to the city next door.
Didn't he say that he's...
It's a nice
Mitch,
city.
didn't you say you'd never been, like, out of the state?
No, I've traveled all over. I've been.
Oh, you've never flown, that's what...
No, I've never flown, but I've been to like the entire East Coast.
Flying is freaky.
And
Nice.
most of the. I've been to most of the West, like every Western state you can name. I've been there.
Do you like the feeling
Except
like
East Coast or West Coast. I mean,
when you're on a roller coaster and you like hit a thing and your stomach kind of goes up?
kind of not really.
Yeah, don't fly.
I used to be terrified of flying. I got so used to it.
Well, yeah. Like if you're in the service, you have to fly everywhere, don't you?
Well, to an extent. I mean, I drove a bunch of places too, but it was... segue. Now, you were saying funny story one time. I do have kind of a funny one. So, the way command structure works in the military, like, is there's the CO, the commanding officer, then the XO, the executive officer, who's like the second in command. And so we were flying from my job school, which was in like 29 Palms, California. So we were which is close to Las Vegas. So we flew, or not Las Vegas, Los Angeles. Well, it is close to Las Vegas too. Anyways, we were at the Los Angeles airport about to fly to Yuma, Arizona, which is like a 30-minute flight over nothing but desert. And so, like, they're giving us, the whole safety warning thing on this. First of all, this is a propeller plane. I didn't even know they still flew those commercially, so I was a little bit nervous. But
propeller plane.
yeah, but like, so the flight attendants are doing their whole little safety thing, and at one point they were talking about a water landing, and I made the joke to a friend of mine who was sitting right in front of me with this random woman who they had been having a nice conversation. And I'm just like, why the hell do we need to worry about water landings? We're doing nothing but flying over deserts. And she turned around and looked at me with like irritation in her eyes. She's like, how about you shut up? Because we do actually fly over water, so maybe you let them do their jobs. I'm like, yep, no problem.
Whoa,
And so,
what the hell?
and
Why would
it
a
was-
random woman just say that to you, though?
Well, it was fine. I was being me. So I didn't really mind it. I was like, oh, well, I just got put in my place. I'm going to shut up now. But about 5 minutes later, she's talking to my buddy again. She's telling me, yeah, my husband's actually the XO of the unit I was going to. I'm like, wait, what unit did you say he's the XO of? She's like, oh, this one. I'm like, oh. She's like, oh, I take it you're going there, huh? And by this point, my buddy had said my name, so she knew my name. So the next morning, I walk into the office, like, to join this new unit, which is... And this guy walks over to me, this big-built dude. He's like, which one of you is Detman? I'm like...
Oh, great.
And that was the start of my time at this place.
Oh, no.
Oh, man.
Did he grill you the whole time?
No, it was more... He wasn't so much mad. It was more like, you're an idiot. I'm like, I know. Yeah, he more laughed about it than anything. He was a cool dude. It was just... It's like going to a job and you accidentally cut off the boss on your way there. It's more or less along those lines. It's just like, oh, great.
Wow. Well, I mean, you didn't know, but that's a good joke. What the hell are you doing water landings in a desert anyway? Sand land?
So, yeah. What,
You
Did you
pull
ever
off
have
a
to-
sand land?
Did you have to ever parachute?
no, God, no. I'm terrified of
Here's
heights.
because you're talking about flying, man. I got a thing for you guys.
What's up?
I was talking about this when I was really drunk at that show in Brandon. I was talking to some people. We're talking about airplanes. And they say that they're gonna, your seats of flotation device and all that garbage. I was saying, why don't they just give everyone a parachute? 50-50, you're gonna survive.
Parachutes
That's
are
better
expensive.
odds than hitting the ground.
I don't know if this is true or not, but I think that at the height that planes fly, if you weren't wearing, like,
Oh, a mask, you die.
exactly.
But just
So
wait until
I
you're
don't-
lower.
I don't think it's 50-50, though, because I don't think you're going to be able to... I don't think you're going to be able to survive. It's not just from a mask, it's frostbite and stuff like that, too. I
Yeah.
think it's too cold up there for a person to live.
Yeah, but you're going down because you're crashing and
yeah,
you're going to die.
eventually.
So you just have everybody line up at the back and be like, okay, and go.
And what if-
everybody's jump.
Also, it's not like you're going out the back when there's emergency exits everywhere. So some people are going to be going right in front of the engine and shit like
Well,
that.
they would funnel everybody through the back.
I would hope so, but when your plane is going down, I don't think they have time for that.
Well, they just include that in the safety thing. It's like, hey, if we're going down, don't jump out the side into the engine, you fucking idiot. And if they do, they're part of the 50-50 that die.
Wouldn't that be awesome if, like, you just see, like, this old woman who's, like, 60-some years old, and, like, she falls out of the fucking thing backwards and starts spiraling and doing, it's like doing flips and, like, tricks and shit, and giving people the finger as she passes, and she knows how to do this and this, and, like...
She pulls her chute and it's got like a fucking skull on it somehow.
She's just pushing past like this 20-year-old dude, like, fuck you, Sonny! I just
Cracks
shove
open a monster, starts drinking it.
sunglasses and a backwards.
Okay, we're over 2 hours, which is fine, but I need to bring up the Marine commercial you were talking about is cool.
Yeah.
The Army commercial I mentioned was cool because he's like, you've got enough supplies for 5 days. It's day 12. But we're going to talk about the... Damn it, BJ. You got to be here for this.
Water.
Okay.
Oh, fuck. I can't
We're
believe
going to
you've done
talk
this.
about the greatest commercial that's ever been produced and will ever be. No commercial will top this. Fuck Budweiser. Fuck any happy, good feeling commercial. This is the greatest commercial that's ever been produced. 2003. Channing Tatum. Pre-movies. Mountain fucking Dew. Hit it.
What? You want me to find it?
I do. You don't have to play it, but because it has a copyrighted song on it.
That's...
You want to know the best commercial ever?
No, we're talking about it. You don't actually have the best commercial ever because this is the... You got a squeezy?
It's the last one.
Okay.
Squeezy?
It's Channing Tatum in a Mountain Dew commercial. This is like right as Step Up came out, I think. And
Oh, man.
make sure you mute it because it's got a copyrighted song. It's got it plays Hoobastank on it.
I don't get this.
Crawling in the Dark. It's Maybe you could give it just a little bit of volume, just a tiny bit, if you could.
Well, no, I don't have any speakers hooked up.
Okay, that's okay.
Remember those Mountain Dew when they
Dude, yes, that was the best. That was the best logo too. So he forgot his dew, and the token scared black guy riding with the crazy white boy is like in the back side shaking. See, and he hits this fucking ramp, and he grabs it. Yeah.
Oh my god! I completely forgot about this commercial.
Yeah, but you do remember it
Yes.
though. Yeah.
fucking great.
Dude. And they play Crawling in the Dark in the background when he hits the ramp and just spirals over and just grabs it mid-air and continues to drink as it comes back down.
Old lady.
And then the skull reminded me of it. Like, it says do the do or something.
So, you want to know one of the dumb... Okay, I won't say the dumbest commercial. The most poorly placed commercial I've ever seen. It was a Super Bowl ad.
Of course.
It was a few years ago. And I don't even know which game it was. It was one of those games where it's two teams that you don't even care about because they've been there so many times now.
Patriots and anything?
Probably, yeah. I think it was Saints. But I'm watching this, and at some point it's like, this, I would have done this. And it's this little kid talking, I would have done this. At this time I would have done this. And you would have, and it's like all these life events. It's too bad I died at the age of 6 from a car accident while crossing the street. I'm like,
whoa.
what the
Like Facebook was just everybody going, what the fuck? What are you doing?
It's like,
Can you pull that one up?
I don't know. I
So-
don't know if there's a good way to describe it. I just say Super Bowl dead kid commercial.
It's gonna be a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember
I
that.
don't even. I think it was 20. I think it was
There it is.
2015. Yeah,
Can we play the audio?
you can play the audio.
He doesn't
I don't have
have
any headphones.
speakers.
Yeah, I don't have the audio in it at all, unfortunately. Let's see if it works.
Do stereo
I feel like if you connect via HDMI though, it should be fine.
So what is this an advertisement for?
It's like driving safe or something. Yeah, first kiss.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh,
would have lost
cooties.
my virginity.
Yeah.
I would have blown my first man. Sorry.
It's a pivotal moment.
I remember when I blew my first man.
Yeah, when the hell is this 13-year-old cruising the high seas?
Yeah.
Or what?
He's like, yeah, it's too bad I died in a car accident. Oh, there it is. Sorry. It's this one.
What?
Yeah. So it's just like,
Oh, childhood death. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, because you're gonna let your fucking kid get killed by a TV. Is the TV okay?
You'd be surprised, man.
Nationwide is on your side. It's
Nationwide is at wow.
is in your face with
It's in your
reality during the
casket
Super
with
Bowl.
you. Wow.
Oh.
That was dumb. I mean, no, it's a good commercial, but like, how in your face can you get?
I'm sorry, I'm trying to enjoy the Super Bowl, all right, man? I just want to forget about
Watch
everything
it
else for
again?
3 hours.
Ugh. Yeah, why can't I just forget about this? My first kiss was a lot worse than that.
So was mine.
Like that would have been nice if that was the first one.
I was just seeing if I could get the desktop audio to work for the stream.
Yeah,
we
I
couldn't
get
hear it, but
Don't worry about it.
The computer already shut down again.
I think it's. I mean, I don't know if that's really a big deal though.
What, the computer?
Maybe
No,
they're
no.
Just giving us a sign that it's probably time to start getting ready to sign off.
Oh, we can wrap it up, dude. I usually like to try to do 2 hours, but it's past 2 hours. We can cut it.
That works.
I just wanted to
Stream stuff.
'cause I have to be able to end it, like
yeah,
hit the end
yeah,
button.
No, I get that.
Yeah,
No, you're
so
fine.
Liberty's kids. Well, I mean that brought some viewers in when we were watching those commercials, Channing Tatum commercials. As long as we're on here, and I can ask this off air. It's actually a question for you over there. So, yeah.
Zim, oh my goodness.
Fucking Charlie, of
Okay,
course
real
he
quickly.
joined. Yeah, we can keep. We're going as long as you want, man.
No, that's fine. I'm just thinking Invader Zim. Because Kia brought that
Never
up.
saw it.
Holy shit.
Never gave a shit about it. It was one of those things that was so weird or too weird
Yep.
to the point where I'm like, I don't want to
Yep.
watch this.
No, I get that. It was one of those, and there's a valid reason it was canceled because you gotta be fucked up to watch it, like mentally. And
Oh.
Unfortunately, I just happen to have just that messed up of a brain and think this is hilarious.
Well, I also refused to engage in other shows like that, like Salad Fingers.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is more of the YouTube era, but I refused to do Salad Fingers because I'm like, it's only liked because it's so weird. I'm not gonna do this. I'm not gonna support this fucking thing because it's too dumb.
See, I would say this. I don't think Invader Zim was weird, but funny weird. I think if it was to try again today, because it still has a cult following, I think people would enjoy it. It's
Oh
just-
wow, XD. It's dark and gross. So I'm sorry. That's my personal opinion. I don't think
No,
it's
that's
bad.
fine.
I just don't like it.
Yeah, everyone's entitled to an opinion. I mean, yours is wrong, and I hate you, but you're entitled to it.
Yeah, yeah. I was gonna say, like, don't take anything I say. I don't have to tell you that.
Yeah.
You're fantastic. You're probably fantastic at taking opinions.
Yeah.
They're
Coming out with a
coming
movie
out with a
soon.
movie soon. For Zim, I think.
I thought they
That's
were.
what I heard.
I thought they were just
Yeah, I'm on that level with it. I just call it Z.
I have a question. Kelvin, let me steer your mic for a second. Isn't Zim the competitor brand to Nuka-Cola and Fallout 4?
It is. Well, it's not a competitor brand.
I'm eating. I'm a Sunset Sarsaparilla kind of guy.
I am too.
So I'm looking for them bottle caps.
Excuse me, but Sunset Sarsaparilla is only available in New Bay.
That's correct.
It's only available
I'm
where?
still stuck in the desert. Like the end of Jarhead, I'm still in the desert.
Ooh, did you ever
Thank
get the blue caps to get the guy to come to you?
Yeah,
And then you
I got all of them. Yeah. I'm balls deep in Gwent right now, so you don't even know what that is.
That's
Don't
the
fucking
card
roll your
game.
eyes.
It's the card game from, yeah, exactly what I was about to
Not the standalone game. I'm playing the original in The Witcher 3, and I just understood it.
I'm
It
still-
took me 4 years.
I'm still playing it on my PC. I'll play it for like a week, and then I'll just get away from it for a while.
Just let me run this by you. Fucking, how good does it still look?
It's not a bad looking game.
I'm playing it right now on my 4K TV on my Xbox One X, and the first time I played it was on an Xbox One with just a regular 1080p TV. It's night and day difference. I still remember how it looked compared to now. I'm like, it just blows me away, and it's 4 years old.
Yeah.
It still looks good to me.
Did you see?
Witcher 3?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that still looks good. Did you see they're re-releasing Doom 2?
What? Shut up.
No, is it Quake 2 or Doom 2?
Probably Quake.
Quake 2, sorry. With ray tracing, like lighting. Like,
No.
So the lighting is extremely realistic looking. It's insane.
Duh.
Look up the trailer when you get a chance.
We got
it's fucking nuts.
we got our buddy's SoundCloud up there. What's going on with that?
Don't worry about that.
All right.
Don't fucking worry about it.
I thought it was part of the podcast. I thought you were waiting for me to bring it up.
No.
But what's the best looking? What's your like favorite looking game?
Favorite looking game? Oh, that's
Like
hard.
as far as just like how good it looks. One of mine, which is an extremely underrated game, Quantum Break, looked really fucking
I've never
good.
played that.
It's free if you have gold on Xbox, I think.
Is
I think
it
it's part
really?
it's part of Game Pass, I think.
Oh, I don't
or no,
have
it's,
Ga- I don't
sorry,
have
it's part, I
Game
think it's part of Game
Pass.
Pass.
I don't have the pass.
Oh.
Apparently, they're gonna unify all of that stuff, like Xbox Live,
Oh, into one
Xbox
service?
Pass, and some. I think there's one more thing, or it could be just those two.
Did you know
they're
you
gonna
can,
be one thing?
You can like rent to own from Microsoft and Xbox now?
No.
Like an Xbox X?
Oh, really?
Yeah, you can just like, but you have to get it from one of their stores.
Weird.
Yeah, here we go. Are you seeing this?
Real-time ray tracing.
Like, look at the fucking
Okay,
water
so
and
it's,
stuff.
it's the original graphics.
It's the original everything. They just changed it to ray tracing lighting, so just the lighting is different, but it makes it look so much different. It's insane.
Is it having a little trouble playing? Or? Okay.
being slow.
Well, I mean, I'm gonna look it up myself later, but okay. What's Bortner got to say here?
He liked that Gwent
It's a
talk.
TV show and a game, and you play.
He liked
yeah,
Quantum Break.
Yeah, I heard about Quantum Break and how it was just like you have unskippable 50-minute cutscenes. I'm like, ugh. At least Littlefingers in it.
Skip anything.
Peter Baelish. You can.
A lot of it,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
But it's cool because it actually is like choose your own kind of path.
Had a
and then
ton of-
and then it changes the story based on it. But like the way that, because you control time basically, and the way like the graphics when you shift time and everything, and like it looks really cool.
That's real quick. I just wanted to mention, because I don't bring this game up enough. I think for me, one of the best graphics that is still hold up today from a long time ago, Max Payne 3. You ever played that game?
Yes.
The bullet diving and the dodging and like he's an alcoholic addicted to painkillers because his wife and child were killed, and then he killed half of New York in a single night because he got pissed. You can't kill a guy that's got nothing to lose, addicted to Jack Daniels and painkillers. Yeah, so I don't bring that game up enough. I still have it on PS3 and I still play it all the time.
Nice.
I've beaten it 100%.
Dude, that game
Oh
is great.
my! I think we should play that.
Dude, we'll play it on the channel that I'm starting. We will play that game.
Well, that's what I was gonna ask you. I'm trying not to get away from Corey here, but
No, you're fine.
like,
Yeah, fuck you. It's my show now.
it's always been your show.
I know.
When is that gonna start? I'm gonna grill you for a release date.
Soon.
Come on, man. E3's coming up. Let's at least get a tentative release date. Like, let's keep in the vein of E3
this
and
week?
be like,
I enjoyed E3.
I love
coming up.
E3. I always
Next
watch the
week, I
coverage
think.
on Giant.
No, it's 2 weeks from now.
Yeah.
No, less than 2 weeks. Sorry.
I went to it once.
Whoa!
I was
What?
supposed to go to it, but because sorry, I'll let you tell your story.
No, Prince is here.
Yeah. Well, I've told you that
Royalty.
I used to do a lot of freelance design for like YouTube people.
Okay.
And so I went out to California to hang out with them, and we were supposed to have an in to E3 back when it was industry only.
Yeah,
but
I remember
the
that.
guy was like sick or something, and we ended up not.
Is that when you saw
going.
Pauly Shore?
Yeah, that was when I saw Pauly Shore in a Starbucks.
It is definitely different now. It's not just.
It's open to the public
Yeah,
now.
exactly.
But apparently it's really boring for the public.
Yeah, it is. Because it was for me, it was just playing a bunch of different demos. And it's not like it wasn't fun, but I was also there for like 4 days.
Yeah, and you have to like wait in line for like
That's
2
a
hours.
lot after a while. Like, you got to take a break from video games after a while.
Yeah.
But 4 days is.
Well, I was
a lot.
working there as a volunteer, so half my day I was doing the volunteering stuff, and then the other half of the day I was
For what?
walking
the
around.
Military?
Yeah, it was all for
Recruiting?
No, gosh.
You fucking
Hey, if you like Call of Duty,
propagandists.
if you like Call of Duty, you look like the real Call of Duty.
So what we did one time was, because there were 4 of us, so we went in to play Halo Wars 2 as like a team against another team of 4 people, and that was kind of baller because we were like, okay, so go around this, blah blah, blah, and we kicked their asses.
Well, was it like Marines versus Gamers or something?
Well, no, not like that. We were volunteering through the Marines. Like, there's a program called the Single Marine Program where, like, hey, you're lonely? Well, don't worry, we've got something that you can do. So I also went to Comic-Con through them.
Oh,
Stuff
whoa.
like that. So,
Jesus,
but
dude.
it was like you'd pay money, but you'd also volunteer, and that's how you'd be able to get in for a relatively cheap price.
Did we pay for this? My pay is money of my paycheck coming out for you to go
my
to Comic Con?
Oh God!
I'm so glad you stopped in.
I got in a fight with an old man regarding this.
I'll fight old men any day of the week.
He's like, this seems like a great use of my tax dollars. I'm like, I paid for my entire way to be here. Let's maybe I'm not like,
then I
I
don't
paid
care.
in blood. I'm like, no, I paid for the gas, I paid for the hotel, and I volunteered to be able, like, because they offer volunteering stuff too.
Mm-hmm.
So all this thing does is offer you the opportunity. You still paid for it.
Oh,
And I didn't have the patience to tell this dude because I had a 3.5 hour drive to get back now on a bus. So it's like, go away. I'm like, okay, if you have any issue, there is literally a public affairs person you can talk to. Here is their number. He's like, oh, I might just do that. I'm like, cool. Tell them Corey sent you. And we closed the window, like, drive. I was just like, I just want to go home.
So leave.
Go home.
But yeah, but E3, I don't know. It's kind of lost its flair for me too, though, just because I feel very disappointed with a lot of the games they show at E3 now. Like Anthem. I thought Anthem was going to be great.
Yeah, me too.
Because I love BioWare. And I didn't pre-order it because I've been burned, like when I pre-ordered Destiny and stuff like that, and it turned out just be grinding in space. But
Destiny's my favorite game.
Destiny 1 or 2.
Well, you're wrong.
Both. I love Destiny.
You're a
2.
lot. That's great. I'm glad you enjoy that.
Destiny
game.
1 year 3 is from year 3 on. That's when I started playing it.
And I'm glad you enjoy it. I played it since year 1. And
Oh no, I had it opening day and I hated it, and then I rebought it after they fixed everything.
But like Anthem, because it's coming from such a well-liked developer. I've never... Okay, Andromeda, BioWare fucked up. I agree. But I thought maybe they could do something good with Anthem.
Well, the problem is
We're talking.
Are we talking? Is the problem Activision or EA?
EA is the problem as far as BioWare goes. Activision is the problem as far as a lot of other shit goes. But like, yeah, I mean, it's just publisher expectations versus time frames and stuff. But I think EA is starting to kind of maybe learn their lesson,
I hope so.
because if you look at how they're treating like Respawn with the new Star Wars game and Apex Legends, where they're just like, Respawn's like, we're gonna fucking do what we want, and you're gonna leave us alone and take some of our money.
Are you excited at all for Jedi?
Oh, fucking absolutely. I can't
Okay, I'm cautiously
great.
I'm cautiously optimistic about that. I love Respawn. I love Titanfall. I really do.
Titanfall's great.
Yeah.
Apex Legends is great.
Yeah.
It's Apex Legends is the best battle royale coming from someone who played fucking bajillion hours of PUBG.
I still play
And
PUBG.
I haven't played it in forever. That game gives me too much anxiety.
That's why I like it. I love the suspense. But no, it continues.
I was just saying, like, Respawn. Like I said, if EA tries to like interfere with them too much, they'll just be like, "Fuck it, we'll just go and start a different." Like they did when they were with Activision and they were Infinity Ward. They're like, "Oh, you're gonna fuck us over? Well, we're just gonna go start a different company with one of your rival publishers and make better games."
Out to start another paper company and another one and another one.
You have no idea how high we can fly.
I'm gonna say something controversial about video games. I have a way to fix the video game industry right now.
Okay.
Unions.
They need to start charging more,
Okay.
and they need to stop letting us know about these games so far in advance because they only set themselves up for bad crunch times. And I have plenty of friends. UW Stout has a huge video game developer design program. I know the hell that these people go through for shitty pay, and if you want to bring more creativity and let not feel like you just profited off of slave labor a little bit, we need to start acknowledge. Also, I'm not gonna lie, if you raise the prices, I'm gonna have to deal with a few less 12-year-olds saying they fucked my mom every time I play a game.
Yeah.
Is that still going on? I haven't played multiplayer
Well,
anything
I
in
don't-
forever.
Pretty sure it's only really prevalent like
they've
Fortnite.
They've learned the N word a lot lately.
I stopped playing
What
Grand
word?
Theft Auto.
The N word.
Yeah, you hear it on the typical games you think to hear it from. Any Rockstar game, which sucks because I love Rockstar games. I've always loved
Thank
Grand
you.
Theft Auto. I've always loved Red Dead Redemption. I haven't played Red Dead Redemption 2 yet.
So good.
I haven't bought a new video game in like 2 years.
That's okay. You're busy, man.
Yeah. As soon as I graduate college, I'm going back to video games.
Fuck yeah, just
Yep.
sink right back into that beanbag and get some Cheetos.
Well,
and
that's why I still play PUBG, because it's just a game that like I have, and it's something I can just quickly play and then not have to worry about story progression. Or anything like that.
Can you and do you ever had those nights where you and I don't know what your time is like at wherever you're at, but you and a bunch of just military buddies, can you guys just one day just take a whole night and
Actually,
just to yourselves
that's
and
how
just come together, same room even like the old days, or maybe
Not that.
no? Okay.
I my closest friend from the military is, I think, in Arizona or New York.
Oh wow.
So we play video games. Actually, that's why I got PUBG, because we'd play squad matches together. So that's how I keep in touch with them. But like, it's not like I can do a LAN party.
Oh okay. Well, I mean that's still.
So long.
It's still better than
yeah.
nothing. We're gonna be doing stuff here.
Nice.
We did one little video game thing at my place, and it worked. I think it worked out really well. So we're gonna definitely do some more gaming stuff. Where he's gonna
So I'm
be
curious,
the helm of it.
because you said raise prices. What do you want that for? Just to raise barrier of entry?
Well, first of all, there's not even. No, it's not that.
Yeah.
It's because right now video games have to cut corners because they're not. The prices stay the same, but cost for producing such.
Yeah, they're spending more money.
Exactly.
Cut down on bullshit DLC and microtransactions.
And that's why if you pay more, you're gonna get a complete
Yeah,
game.
hopefully.
I would like to believe.
Hopefully. But I mean, it used to be that a free game had microtransactions. Then it would be like a maybe budget game had microtransactions. Now it's everything has and so it's like, if you raise the price to like $100 for a video game, you better get that fucking loot
Yep.
box shit out of my face.
And $100 is just like a arbitrary thing. Heck, if it's even 90, I feel like they can probably turn a bit more of a profit with it. I think E3 though is doing a lot of damage to the game industry the minute they made it public, because now you are setting expectations and you're setting time goals that you're not going to
I
be able to match.
definitely 100% agree with the fact that they needed to not announce stuff so far out. Like
Yeah.
announce it, like do a normal advertising thing, like just drop the fact that you have a new thing coming out like a month ahead of time. Let people hype up and then buy it right away.
Like what Bethesda did with Fallout 4. Because I actually kind of liked Fallout 4 to a certain extent. It wasn't my
love
favorite
it.
Fallout game. New Vegas is still my favorite because
Yeah.
And now they're owned by Microsoft, so
Yep.
hopefully they make something awesome.
Very cool.
go Mr. House. Fallout 76 could suck a dick. But
It's not that bad.
I played it for 20 minutes. It crashed 4 times.
It's
I
better
reinstalled
now.
it, crashed again. I took it back. She said, I can give you about $7 for this. I said, oh, that's good. I thought I had to give you money to take it. No shit, I said that.
I heard one person describe Fallout 76, and I have to say I think they described it perfectly. Fallout 76 is Bethesda's like ideal Fallout game because it removed any of like the role playing and stuff like that, and they made it just a basic game because they've kept simplifying the Fallout strategy.
Yes and no, because if you think about it, really, it expands the role playing because it's you and other people. So if you're in a group or a setting where you can actually role play with a bunch of people, like you can do that now. But if you're playing alone like me, it's just like, yo, there's nobody fucking here. Oh shit, this guy just nuked me. But it's still like whatever. Last time I played it, I played it a couple weeks ago again, and I fucking got nuked and I switched servers because I couldn't get out of the nuke. But I mean, it's fun. Like the story's pretty interesting. The it looks really good. The like setting is really cool. Some of the new creatures and monsters and shit are pretty cool.
I don't know.
It just needs more.
I can't do it. I've always been against Bethesda going for multiplayer games because I never played Elder Scrolls Online. I didn't think I would enjoy it.
That's different. That's not made by them.
Oh, is it not?
It's made by it's made by their parent company. ZeniMax made a division, ZeniMax Online, which makes Elder Scrolls Online.
But I've never seen the Elder Scrolls or like the Fallout series as a multiplayer series. I thought, okay, this might be kind of cool, but I feel like if you're playing with your friends, it kind of loses some of the fun storytelling that I enjoy from those games. I like the atmosphere building.
I think they just went about it wrong. I think if they would have made it more of like I can't think of any game that is like this, but if it would have been like, hey, look at Fallout 4, you had Diamond City, and you had all the shops and stuff. Like, if I could be the dude who fucking owns the ammo shop, and I was sitting there going out and getting all the supplies for doing ammo and doing quests to get that and, like, selling it to other people, like, that would be a cool thing to actually, like, have the community of a post-apocalypse.
Fallout Life?
Not like, just, hey, I ran into you. Are we going to shoot each other? I don't know, man.
One of these 16 people on the server.
Yeah, which is fucking... That's dumb.
Yeah. And that's sort of my thing. It's not really a multiplayer experience when you can literally go the entire day without seeing another person.
Yeah. But you can... The weird thing is you can see them on the map. So if you wanted to find somebody, you could.
That gets rid of the survival element.
Yeah, but that's like... That gets rid of the surprise of like... That's the thing I always liked about PUBG was before they added like the minimap, it was like... Man, there could be could be somebody in this bush. I forgot who I was playing with. It might have been you, or it might have been somebody else. I literally was crouched in a bush, or prone in a bush, and a guy came up and laid like on top of me. Didn't know I was there. They were the last. It was me and my friend versus these two people, like in the last circle, and this guy had no idea he was laying on top of me. I'm like, oh, you're fucked as soon as you move, because I'm gonna shoot. And I did. I stood up, spun around, and fucking drilled him. And we won.
That's
like,
beautiful.
That's the cool about like that kind of stuff is like I got no fucking clue where anybody is, man. It's scary.
I just want them to make a game like my brain's dying right now.
Yeah.
What's the game about?
It's from that movie.
It's been going a while.
Ready Player One.
Oh, yeah.
Like how, like, if you fucking die, you got to start over.
Well,
from the
that's
beginning.
RuneScape.
Oh, is that how RuneScape works?
I miss RuneScape.
You lose every item except 4 things. You're four, isn't it?
Only if you had like a prayer.
You have a perk that you have to activate the last second, then you save an extra item.
Bro, my prayer's like maxed out. Okay.
Bro, you got 99 fletching, son. Do you have fucking 99?
No, I don't.
Yeah, well,
I have a fucking life.
I had a friend of mine reach
3 months.
I had a friend of mine reach 99 rune crafting like the day
God,
before
that's
we got
gross.
out.
Well, you know how he probably did that though. He probably did was on a running server.
I don't know.
Which remember when that was big, like air running, where you would literally people would pay you to bring them fucking rune essence so they could craft.
That's fine.
That was so fun.
Listen
I'll do that all day.
Listen to
make
me,
tons of money.
I was playing in the days before my freshman year of high school. The GE didn't even exist, and I remember peddling swordfish, being like, "Does anyone want to buy these fucking swordfish?"
Want to buy girlfriend $1 million? Yeah, I remember that. Some dude gave me a party hat back when they were worth like $100 million.
Yeah.
Back when the
Look where
wilderness
it's gotten
thing, and it was still a relevant.
That
thing.
was fun.
I
people
quit
Before
playing.
the trench.
Yep.
Yep. I remember when I would walk in and start slicing a guy, and they're like, "If you kill me, you're gay." I'm like, "I'm gay. Bye." Blip, blip. And
Sucking your dick right now.
they drop like 50 GP. And that was it.
My big scam, the Wildy was overplayed. My big scam was before player housing. I would go down to what's the harbor town called? Like below
Port Sarum.
Port Sarum. I'd go down to Port Sarum. I would like lure people there into like this little shack that had upstairs, and I would sell them that house. I would make them believe that they owned it now and that it was their like player house. Like fucking little kids, I would sell them like just random houses. Do
you remember dropping things from one account and trying to go pick it up? Yeah.
It was risky.
I remember I was running through Alcura Desert and I found like this full room just started popping up, and this guy was like, "No, that was my older brother was dropping that for me." I'm like, "Tell him to get some more." And he started doing the crying emote, and I just started doing this. Yes.
So in RuneScape, is everybody like there's you can just see everybody at once, pretty much.
I mean, different servers, yeah.
There's different servers, but I
Yeah.
mean everybody's running around.
Yeah.
You can't attack anybody unless you're in the wilderness, which is like the northern part of the map. Which is why the old thing was you would lure people up there and be like, "Hey man, follow me, I'll give you 1,000,000 gold," and they'd follow you up there and just fucking kill them and take their shit.
I mean, well, armor trimming was like, of course, the original dumb joke. But one of my buddies said that his smithing was so high he could make full myth, and he would just give it to people, and then almost everyone, I think he got a single thank you. They're like, "You got any more?" It's like, I just gave you like 10K worth of shit for free starting out. You have some of the best armor you can wear.
That was another scam was with Mithril. I know a lot of people did this, and with other stuff is they would put it up for trade.
Yeah.
And the person put the money up and they'd quickly swap it, and Mithril and Rune kind of looked the same a little bit.
But back then,
Or like other things, I forget what some of the other stuff was, but they would just swap it in the trade window quick. And so they had to add that shit where like
now it tells you
now it tells you like, hey, that's not
how
the
much
same
you're getting
thing.
scammed. It tells you you're getting scammed.
it tells you like this
bullshit.
is how much this is worth. But that's kind of, I mean,
I get it. I just
I
kind
get
of.
it.
I don't. Fuck that. It's like that's how.
Well, no, the reason, the
it's
actual
fun.
reason that's in there isn't because of scamming. It's because of gold buying. You can't. It will not let you give more than like 20,000 gold difference. So if you try to give someone 1,000,000 gold just off the fucking shelf, it won't let you.
Yep, that's true.
They should have let that in there. This should have stayed like the Wild West.
Unless I think
That's
it's like.
also why they got rid of the wilderness, the whole gold buying thing, and they like tried to
Well,
explain.
they get rid of it. Now it's got a trench that you have to hop over.
Oh,
to
they
get in
built the
there.
trench though before they made a no player kill zone, and I know they eventually brought it back. I don't know. I quit playing after they got rid of the wildy, so
Oh, I never knew they ever got rid of it.
they basically they kept it as a thing, but they got rid of team or player killing.
That's kind of dumb.
Yeah,
I had
was
a
the whole
pure. I had a fucking combat pure where I would kill people, and I had a mage pure also, where I would just kill people in the wilderness. That's all I did. I would get foods from somewhere and just run into the wilderness and just hunt. That was the most fun.
Well, the most fun is it when you, or not fun, but also the worst is if you died and dropped a bunch of shit, the run back to your body to try to beat the timer before everybody else could see your shit was like, oh my god.
Yeah, that was the most fun.
Especially
the most
if you're so far away.
anxiety-inducing. It was most the suspense. One last thing here before we go is I think the best ever what I ever did was we had 2 of each kind. We had 2 mages, 2 rangers, and then 2 melee. And we would just fuck people up. And then we ran into another squad that did. Some guy had I don't know what the spell was, but like thorns would come up and trap us, so we couldn't teleport either.
I think it's just a
teleblock. Teleblock, yeah, we couldn't escape.
damn.
God, that was so much fun. We lost everything there, and I think that's when we quit. But like, that's how we know we were the best, and then someone else beat us, and.
Yeah, you can't teleport out of the wilderness.
Fuck
so you have
no.
to, like, except for like level 10 or below or something of the wilderness.
Yeah.
You have to like run and be like, I'm almost there. Please don't die. Please don't die.
Fuck yeah, dude, that was so much fun. God, I want to play right now.
Camelot teleport. Go. If you're a member.
Cammy Telly, yeah. I was a member for a while.
Me too.
You should close out after. I want to play right now. Good night, guys.
Can I? But we should cut it. We're doing like an hour and 40 minutes.
Do you guys
here.
like Pokemon?
Thanks for sticking around. Anybody who did.
I like Pokemon.
You
Yeah.
like Pokemon?
Yeah.
There's a Pokemon MMO you can play.
What's it called?
Pokemon MMO. Huh?
Pokemon Mo.
Pokemon Go.
No, there's an actual one on PC that you can run through the camp. Like you can play with other players
Yep,
and
I've
stuff.
heard about that
It's
too.
really
Do you
awesome.
know what it's called?
Pokemon MMO.
It's a real thing. It really is called.
Oh,
Pokemon MMO.
okay.
It's been around for a good minute now.
Yeah, it's old.
Is
And
it
it's
fan made?
yeah, it's getting updated all the time. Like they just rip everything from the Game Boys and just put it on a PC
Basically,
emulator.
yeah.
Basically,
Sounds legal.
it's
Okay, you're stealing from a Japanese, or you're playing a game from a Japanese.
Oh,
company
whoa! You
without-
saying Japanese people don't have rights?
No, I'm saying they will fucking kill you legally.
Excuse me, sir. Do you represent the military?
Oh my god. Just saying.
Oh, now we're getting into good shit right before
Breaking
we sign
news: the
off.
U.S. Army hates Japanese people.
Hey, that's not
Our
breaking news.
army, he's Marines.
That's not breaking
no.
news. We dropped 2 nukes in 1945. I mean,
Well,
with that said,
you got anything else?
Oh,
Do you hear the sirens?
I hear the sirens.
Here we go.
Master Chief 2020 have finished this fight. Let's do it.
All right,
Halo Infinite.
we're leaving.
All right.
Have a good night, everybody.
Are you playing music or something? Oh, okay. Are we supposed to hear it? No. Okay.
Bye, everybody. Goodbye.